We are live. I'm just gonna go live on IG. Give me 1 second. All right, we are live on IG. Okay, what's up, everybody?
Hey.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another session of the Golf Club Podcast Wednesday Hot Topic Show. As you guys can see, we have a full panel here tonight, and we have another great topic to discuss. As always, thank you so much for always tuning in for the live shows, and appreciate you guys. If you guys see value in the content, the best way to support the channel is to smash that like and subscribe button real quick. Don't forget, this is a public show. A lot of you guys reach out to me, always asking, how do I jump on from the pod? But you're not from the Bay Area, you're not from Cali. The best way to jump on is on the Wednesday night shows where it's virtual. You can jump on. The link is posted in the description below on YouTube. So if you're watching this from the other platforms, from X, Twitch, Facebook, and Twitch, come over to YouTube and you'll be able to see the link and click on that link and you'll be able to jump on and be part of the panel. But I do appreciate you guys. I see Gas Mask on the live chat already. Thank you so much. Let's get that live chat popping. Let me know what you guys think. I see Jane Spitfire. Good to see you, Jane. Appreciate you. And hey, what's up? What's going on, Olga?
Hi.
Good to see you. Good to have you on. Right on time. Okay. All right. But yeah, as you guys can see, we have a great panel. We got some ladies here tonight. We got some fellas. We have another topic to discuss. I do appreciate you guys for always tuning in to my live shows. But let's get that live chat popping. Let me know what you guys think. And if you recognize some of these guests, show some love on the live chat as well. But don't forget, if you do want to ask a question or a topic for us to discuss as a panel, or if you have a specific question you want to ask one of the panelists, drop it through a super chat. I'll be able to put it on screen and we can respond to a lot of the questions and topics that you guys want us to discuss. And as always, if you just want to donate to the channel, thank you so much. Drop a super chat and I'll be able to respond and give you a shout out. But thank you so much for all your financial donations. Every donation goes back to my podcast to give you guys the best quality content. Real quick, give a shout out to my sponsor, Global Financial Impact. If there are financial services companies, so if you're looking for financial services to set up a college fund for your kids, to learn about debt management, life insurance, how to become an entrepreneur, how to set up your own bank, how to set up a financial plan to have financial independence in your legacy, and to pass something to the next generation in your family, reach out to Savannah and Financial Global Impact, and they'll be able to help you guys out. And all their information is in the link and description on YouTube. So go over to YouTube and you'll be able to get their information. So shout out to Savannah. Always grateful for the opportunity for you guys to always sponsor the show. But yeah, we have a great panel tonight, and we have a great topic to discuss. I do appreciate you guys for always tuning in. Thank you so much. And that's pretty much all my YouTube stuff. I'll pass it back to the panel. Shout out to the panel one more time. All right, and we have another hot topic to discuss, and we're going to keep it real and unfiltered and raw tonight. But let me pass it to the ladies. Ladies, thank you for making the time. A lot of you guys here for the first time. I appreciate making the time to be part of the pod. If you guys don't mind, just give yourself a quick intro for everybody out there, since it's your first time. You know, your name, where you're from, what do you do? And since we're talking about relationships, what's your relationship status? I'll start with you, Milka. Go ahead and give yourself a quick intro.
Hi, y'all. So my name is Milka from Cali, and I'm also a crisis counselor over here in our county. And I also work for Humana. So busy.
All right. And what's your status, Milka?
I'm single.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Milka, all the way from Cali. Appreciate you for jumping off here for tonight. I'll pass it to you, Yaz. Go ahead and give yourself a quick intro for everyone out there.
Sorry. Hi, I'm Yaz. I'm a first grade ELA teacher. I got my master's in, eventually I do want to do therapy with kids that went through trauma. I have my master's degree in clinical social work. I also have my own podcast, which is called Chronicles by the Anointed. And then I have my own YouTube channel, which is Chronicles by the Anointed. If you guys can follow me there and on my TikTok, Yaz Rodriguez, and Instagram, Yasmelon X3. And so, yeah, that's all.
All right, no worries. What's your status, Yaz?
I'm single.
All right, good to have you guys. Appreciate you. Excited to have you on the pod. And pass it to you, Olga. Go ahead and give yourself a quick intro. Thank you for jumping on, Olga.
Yeah, sorry, I think I heard my time wrong. My name's Olga, and I'm joining in from Houston. So we are a few hours ahead of you guys. So it's 10 p.m. here right now. Yeah, I'm married, been married for 16 years. Currently, I'm a stay-at-home wife. And what else? I'm sorry, I forgot.
I think that's it. You covered everything. Yep.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Olga. Shout out to the ladies. Thank you for the great introductions. And let me pass it to the fellas. I'll start with you, Chigi. Chigi, good to see you again. Been a minute. It's good to have you back in the YouTube streets.
Man.
Go ahead, Chigi.
How y'all feeling? For those who don't know me, my name's Shiki Banner. In Atlanta. Let me see. What else? You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna tell you what I do for work. I'm never gonna tell y'all nothing about me besides my name, and I'm here right now. Okay. You asked for the status. I'm gonna say taken. But it's complicated out here, dog. Right? We will hold you.
Okay. All right. So you came in the perfect topic, Cheeky. Thank you so much. All right. So I appreciate it. Pass it to you, Big Dog. Always good to have you, Big Dog. But go ahead and give yourself a quick intro.
All right, what's going on? Yeah, I'm Big Dog Bark. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, and I'm like Cheek. I ain't gonna tell y'all what I do for a living. Just so know I be on YouTube, and I've been married 19 years.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it, Big Dog. But thank you so much, fellas, ladies. Thank you so much for the great introductions. I see a lot of you guys in the live chat. Prudy Wilson, D Degenerate. Good to see you guys in the live chats. Conrad, I see you in the live chat. I appreciate you guys. But yeah, don't forget, if you're watching this for the first time, you can jump on. The link to jump on the panel is in the description below on YouTube. Click on that link and be able to join the panel. And of course, if you do want to give a specific question or topic you guys want us to discuss or respond to, drop it through our super chat and we'll be able to respond to a lot of your questions and topics you guys want us to talk about. But we have another great topic tonight. We have another great show. I do appreciate you guys for always supporting the channel. But don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button real quick. And of course, if you're a moderator in the live chat, let's get everybody active on the live chat and call out the Ninja Watchers. Call out the creeps. A lot of people creeping on my channel, ninja watching on my channel. I see the analytics. A lot of you guys just creeping and watching without subscribing. So definitely come out the closet tonight and call them out. Call these guys out on the live chat. All right. But nevertheless, appreciate you guys. We have another great show, but let's go right into what the topic that we're going to be discussing. Why are men and women choosing to be singles? That's the topic we're going to be discussing. Let me just play this clip real quick. I saw this clip on TikTok. There was a lot of discussion on the topic based on this clip, and I think it was interesting. A lot of the things that was said on that discussion. So I would love to have this open discussion with the ladies. And we have a great panel, great perspective. Some of these people on the panel are married. Some of these people on the panel are single. So it'd be a great discussion to talk about why a lot of men and women today in 2024 are choosing to be single. So let me play this clip real quick, and then I'll come back and pass it to you guys. And we'll go and hear what you guys have to say.
Be single and dealing with less because y'all sat here and gave us so much on why we should be doormats to your emotions.
Come on, Randy.
Opposed to taking accountability for the fact that you ain't healed yourself from the up shit your mama did to you. Come on, Randy. Come on, Randy.
She said, yeah. She said, yeah.
All right, so that was a clip I saw. It was about 30 seconds. All right, so shout out to tonight's conversation. That was a 30-second clip from a long-form discussion that they had. But pretty much to sum it up for everybody before I pass it to you guys, their main conversation was they were discussing why a lot of men and women choosing to be single. But just to sum it up before I pass it to you guys, what a lot of men and women are saying is it's the dating market today sucks. That's what they're saying is people are no longer looking for commitment. People are no longer faithful. The people are no longer willing to invest into a long-term relationship, and a lot of people find themselves they're trying to find something long-term. But what they find in the type of people they see when it comes to dating, whatever it's online apps, whatever it's people they meet in real life, their experiences are saying is a lot of people are just tired with the BS they're seeing today when it comes to trying to go out there and date, and they'd rather just take a step back and choose to be single. So that was pretty much the main conversation they were having, but that was just a small clip. So I've had this conversation a couple of times in previous podcasts. I've heard from the men, why a lot of men are choosing to be single. I heard from the women, and that was a 30-second clip from one of the ladies on that show. She was talking about why a lot of women today are choosing to be single. They're tired of all the BS that they have to deal with the men today. So it's an interesting conversation to have. So I know for a lot of people, I think most people, they want something long-term, healthy. They want a good partner, a good relationship. But what they see today in 2024, where we see that dating market and dynamic is a little bit different now in 2024 compared to 40, 50 years ago. So a lot of people are just saying that today's dating market is not built on long-term committed relationships. I think most people are just trying to go out there and have fun. So it's an interesting conversation to have. But let me pass it to the ladies. What do you guys think about the topic tonight? And then we'll go around the panel. Then we can open it up for open discussion. I'll start with you, Yaz. Yaz, what do you think? Why are men and women choosing to be single today?
So I'm gonna start with myself. I'm actually a born again Christian. I got rebaptized April 7th. So after I got out of wasn't a bad relationship, but it was just the commitment issue on his end, and it just turned me into a spiritual awakening. But truly, I chose to be single for a really long time because there's a lot of trauma that I know also that I need to heal from, so I don't treat the next man like he did something to me, even though it's a reflection of what the last man did. So I would want to heal wounds so I don't bring it onto my next relationship, is why I choose to be single. I don't think it's fair for someone to deal with certain issues and that they had nothing to do with. They didn't have nothing to do with what the last man did. So I'm learning that, you got to heal all those wounds first and then see if you're ready. Because sometimes, when I was done with my child's father, like a man does something wrong, I catch myself saying, yeah, but he did this, so any little thing can trigger. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to heal first before moving on to the next person, because you don't want any little thing the new person does to be like, oh, but my last man did this, so that means you're going to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I catch myself in my past doing that. So that's why I can speak for myself. I can say that's why I choose to be single. I'd rather heal than take on the trauma onto my next relationship. And I also want to make a smart decision on who I give my time to.
Okay. So. Fair enough. All right. Thank you so much, Yaz. And Yaz, real quick, what was your reaction to that clip? Like, what was your initial reaction?
I don't agree with her. I feel like we both, woman and man, we both have trauma. We both have issues. We don't know how we both grew up. Sometimes men do, grow up with no mom, or the mom is distant. I grew up with no parents. I grew up in foster care. So I could speak that. And I studied trauma so much. So for me, when I saw the video, I was like, well, you got to be empathetic. Like, this is something you both have to work on. And, it's sometimes not only the man's fault. Do they need to work on their own issues? Yeah. But to belittle the man is why the man doesn't want to show his feelings anyway because you want to belittle him. So
All right. That's a very based perspective. All right. Appreciate that. Yaz, thank you so much. I'll pass it to you, Milka. Milka, what's your reaction to that clip? And also, what do you think? Why do you think men and women are choosing to be single? Go ahead.
So for me, it's kind of like Yaz. I was married for 7 years, and we were unequally yoked. I was living that Christian life, and I'm a preacher's daughter. So my lifestyle was completely different, and I thought I could fix him. I was like, well, we have a baby. Let's fix it. Let's do it. Let's run it. And I couldn't change him, and it became very toxic. So after being married for 6 years, we got divorced, and I had so much trauma myself that I had to heal from. But at the same time, I was wanting a companion. Like, I didn't care who it was at that time. I could basically say I was in my whole phase, like trying to find my next lover to fill a part that was taken. And then I found out, what, this isn't for me, because what I'm looking for is something stable. And a lot of these men out here aren't stable. They're still living at their mama's house. They're either in and out of a relationship, or they don't have the same beliefs as I do, or somewhere on a common ground. And I just thought, what, let me heal first, because hurt people. Broken people can't fix broken people. And if I was to not allow the next person to heal, I'm taking away from them. I'm not allowing them to heal for themselves, to be a better man for themselves first, and then for me.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Thank you so much, Milka. Appreciate that. Thank you for sharing. I'll pass it to you, Olga. I know you're married, so I'm very interested to hear why you have to. What's your opinion about this topic from the married perspective? But Olga, go ahead. What do you think? What's your reaction to that clip, and why do you think, based on what you see today, why are men and women choosing to be single?
For me, it's very different too. My husband and I actually became Christians together. We didn't grow up in church or anything like that. But I feel like our time when we met was so different than what it is now, or what I see out there, like on TikTok, social media, and all of that. I feel like I feel like men and women are so focused on different like aspects of dating. Like, there's women who want to be feminist and they don't want a man to take care of them, which is totally fine. I don't have nothing against that at all. Like, I'm all up for be feminist, be all of that you want to be. But also, like, we need nurturing, we need to be taken care of, like, we need to be feel loved and all of that. It's not that a man is gonna take over you being a strong woman or anything like that. And I just feel like a lot of men and women, they're both looking for something so different than what I was looking, I guess. Whenever I met my husband, I met him in 2008. So it was kind of, I don't know, everything was so different back then. And I feel like men and women are steering away from, how can I say it? Like, they're steering away from what is dating, I guess. I honestly didn't date as much because I was 18 when I met my husband. So I graduated high school in 2007. And then I met him in 2008. So for us, it was kind of, I don't want to sound too like, but it was kind of like love at first sight. And I don't know. So sorry, I don't want to sound childish.
No, that's good. That's good.
And then about the clip, I guess I don't know. My husband and I come from a background of we both have childhood trauma. So it's not just the men, like it's not just us who need help, like men also need help in all aspects of everything that they had gone through, their childhood, their adulthood, and all of that. My husband and I are both 100% Mexican, so in a Mexican like household and culture, the type of childhood trauma that we had, it's like it wasn't easy to deal with for him at the beginning or me. But I don't know, that clip was, I've never seen it. This is the first time I've seen it. So
Okay, fair enough. All right, thank you so much, Olga. All right, appreciate that. Quick question to the panel: do you guys believe in love at first sight? Yes, no.
I don't even know if I believe in love, big dog.
I believe in lust at first sight.
Okay, yes, lust at first sight. Yeah.
Come
Okay,
on,
so
man. We talking about love at first. What's supposed to happen? I'm supposed to see heart over her head or
You
what?
get to know them, and then you're like, never
Your
mind.
heart, your heart beating at your chest like
Talking about some love at first sight. Yeah. Okay. I know what I felt.
okay, I was like, okay, it's all right. It's a dying breed. It's a dying. There's very few people out there, Olga. So keep believing in what you're doing. So appreciate that, Olga. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. But thank you so much, everybody in the live chat. Little Plastic Spoon, RNTY1. Good to see you guys. I see you guys jumping on right now. But let's get that live chat popping and active. Let me know what you guys think. I do appreciate you guys. But let's keep it moving. I'll pass it to the ladies. Thank you so much for your perspective. So I'll pass it to the fellas, and then we can open it up for an open discussion. I'll start with you, Cheeky. Pass it back to you. What's your reaction to that clip? And why do you think a lot of men and women today are choosing to be single?
My reaction to the clip is theatrics, man. It's WWE out here. Everybody, jumping off the top of the ropes, off the ladder. I'm like, bro, come on. We're talking about trauma, and if I ask her, what's her trauma? She got BPD. Like, it's just too much. Both sides of the field really got issues, is what I'm realizing. So it's a bunch of Looney Tunes trying to find love, and it's just not working. The idea about what'd you ask the
Why do you think a lot of men and women are choosing to be single today?
yeah, we don't really trust each other. Like, that's really what it is. Nobody, there's no real trust between either side. Like, you can be like, for example, I'm a decent person, I'm a good dude, but women are actively looking to disqualify me for no reason. Like, I've had this happen so many times. Like, bro, what? The slightest thing, right? I'm an honest mistake, not nothing crazy. Like, yeah, I just fell into another girl's vagina. No, nothing crazy like that. Just, I didn't know what you meant by this. And seeing this how y'all always do. And it's like, y'all, lady, are we going to dinner or not? I'm hungry. It's what they do is just they're looking for so many issues out of you because they don't trust you because they don't been hurt by whoever, whatever. And then the same thing with men, we don't really trust them. Like, the idea of marriage today is just not even plausible. Like, we don't think it'll last. We don't think women will stay committed. Nobody trusts anybody. That's the real issue, man. It's hard to be trustful out here.
All right. Thank you so much, Cheeky. I'll pass it to you, Big Dog Barking. What's your reaction to that clip, and why do you think a lot of men and women are choosing to be single?
man, that clip, bro. I hear that shit every day on the YouTube streets, man. I'm so immune to that shit right now. Is the whole trauma. Everybody got trauma, man. That shit ain't nothing new, man. You know what I'm saying? But as far as why men and women are single, trauma from their childhood, too many baby mamas and baby daddies, spoiled, entitled because I'm a man. I get to have whatever woman I want without question. Women spoiled. I get to do whatever the fuck I want to do because I'm a woman. And a lot of sentimental, emotional gangsters. That's why men and women are single right now.
Okay. All right. So thank you so much, Big
What's an
Dog.
emotional gangster? Real quick, I just need some clarity.
Chica, you know a couple of emotional gangsters that you done been on panels with.
Nah, not me.
Chica. You know what I'm talking about, Chica. We got
Emotional
a lot of emotional gangsters in these spaces.
Okay. All right. All right. Appreciate Big Dog. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys for always for tuning in. I want to pass it back to the panel. You guys all got a chance to hear from each other. But anything you guys want to add on to what somebody said or respond to?
Yeah, I think the ladies at the bottom, Yaz, Milka, and Olga, although Olga's been married, I think when it comes to the trust thing, when women say, look, I'm taking the time to not get into the relationship for these reasons, a lot of times men will view that as a red flag because that's what they all say. And then they be crazy still. Be like, no way. Ain't no way you took this time just to come back with these issues. You didn't do that, right? And then they be like, I think what it is, man. Women, I don't think men or women really appreciate the amount of patience it takes from both ends. I don't think women realize how much patience it takes for a woman to, go through her development stages or for, whatever psychological reasons or even on an emotional level, right? And I think, women are used to men doing that to where they don't appreciate it. And men are used to women, I guess, just serving them, right? And now we're in 2024 and women saying, F all that, get your own food, do your own stuff. And men's like, okay, but you're not submissive. And they like, so, and then now it's a cycle. So that was one thing I had thought about when they said that. I was like, man, that's a red flag, but not really. Keep working on yourself, ladies. Do your stuff, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all.
Actually, the first time I'm working on myself, to be honest. I've always jumped into the next. And I'm actually very submissive. It's just I've been submissive to the wrong men, which takes away. It does not take away because I've learned, like I said, I don't want to pass on what someone else did to the next man. It's not fair because I wouldn't want the man to be like, yeah, but my ex did this and she did that. And I'm like, okay, but I'm not her. Like, trust me. And so I understand like both perspective, but this is actually the first time I'm actually like, you know what, I'm gonna try to be alone and really work on myself. Because why is it me choosing the wrong man? Is it me, why is it? And then I'm also taking the time to get closer to God. So yeah, that's
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Yes. Anybody else want to respond or add on to what somebody said? You guys are good. Hey, I want to bring this. I want to bring this topic to the conversation, and I would love to have to see what you guys have to say. And I know the ladies, you guys talked about the traumas you guys had from your previous relationship. I know Big Dog, you also mentioned, everybody has trauma. Everybody has had a failed relationship. So, because we're talking about why men and women choosing to be single, I wanted to offer what is a lot of the things I hear from the male perspective to the women, just to see what your response that is. Because we understand in 2024, and I've had this conversation before on a different podcast, but we understand in 2024, like the current dating market today or society that we live in America, it's not a family first marriage society. Can we agree to that as a panel? We don't live in a very family first marriage society, right? That though, traditionally back in the day, maybe 100 years ago, society was built on families, the nuclear family, but we do see there's a breakdown in family. There's a breakdown when it comes to our relationships. So one of the things I wanted to ask you guys, so everybody's just trying to figure out relationships, but that's outside of marriage. And that's why I think we see a lot of the problems we hear today. But you guys mentioned trauma. And I think there's a lot of men and women out there, they go through their relationships, it doesn't work out, and they have a lot of bad experiences or trauma from the past one. But one of the things that Chiki brought up one of the reasons why a lot of men uh, choose to be single, because one of the things they understand that if you're a good woman, if you're wife material, they understand that you're going to be taken off the market. Like the good women, the women who are going to be great wives, those women are going to get wifed up. They're going to be taken away. So what a lot of the men are saying is the women that's still in the dating market, if she's gone through trauma and say for long periods of time, their main concern is have you really healed or learned from the previous relationship, so that way if I do end up committing to you, if I do end up dating you, I'm going to be dating a woman that's taking accountability from the previous relationship. And from the feedback I hear from a lot of the guys is oftentimes when they hear women talk about their trauma or their past experiences, uh, in their mind they would say it's a red flag, because what they see is a lot of what from what I hear from the men, it's very rare to come across a woman that's really gone through that, put in that work, and really taking that accountability from the previous relationship. I think there's a lot of women who online who say they're going through their healing journey, but they still have a lot of resentment towards their man or from the previous relationship, and then the next guy has to deal with all the BS that she's still holding on from the other guy. So that's why, I mean, that's the feedback from a lot of guys of what they say of why they choose to be single. And I just wanted to bring it up to you ladies. Like, what's your response to that? Because I've heard, I do understand that. Look, shit happens, shit doesn't work out. You have some bad experiences. I think everything happens. A lot happens for a reason. For me, I see that everything happens so we can learn and move on and grow from it. But we're talking about why men or women choosing to be single. We're talking about um, why a lot of people have a bad experiences. But I think what a lot of the men are saying is, well, if you're truly healed and gone and overcame the things, and you learn from the previous relationship, and you're actually what men are looking for as women, these you should be taken off. Like some men should already come in and take you off the market and wipe you up. And if that's not happening to you, and you're still talking about trauma and going through your healing stages, in the man's perspective, that's a concern. Like, have you really healed and learned from the previous relationship? So that way, if I'm going to take you seriously, commit to you, that I don't have to fight and overcome a lot of the things that you're still holding in from the past relationship. It's something I hear from the men's side. I just want to hear from the ladies. Like, what's your response to that? I'll start with you, Yaz. What do you think?
I can say, okay, so my previous ex that I dated, when he wanted to date me, I was straightforward. I was like, hey, like, I'm really trying to, heal from my child's father. Like, I don't think same thing I'm telling you guys, I don't think it's fair. But he was like, have you ever thought about healing with somebody? And I was like, what does that mean? Like, he's like, oh, have you ever thought about healing with somebody? So I trusted. Look, I trust. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I guess, like, I didn't want to date nobody. But since he was like, have you ever thought about healing with somebody? I was like, I never thought about that. Like, and I was really like, yeah, no, I never thought about that, And it was the fact that he went 180. Like, hold on. You said, and I told him everything. The thing is, when I start dating, I don't paint this picture like I'm a perfect woman. I tell him, like, this is what it is. Like, are you sure? Now, if you want to date me and that I'm not healed, and I'm telling you, and I say, like, tone the way a man talks to me, because I got out of a domestic violence relationship. Oh, okay. So a tone can mean, like, if you're getting loud, I might think you might punch me in the face, because in my past, that's what happened to me. So if I'm telling you I need to heal from that, because, you might slip up accidentally, like you said, Cheeky. You might slip up, honest mistake, and the arguments are going on, and you get out and oh, you're trying to punch me in the face, like, oh, you're trying to punch me, okay, like, so, but it doesn't mean, what I'm saying is, I was open enough to tell him that, and he made it seem like, oh, it was nothing, like, oh, it was, it was nothing. I didn't hide anything. I can have an attitude. I can do, okay, I let him know everything. No, yeah. So that is my perspective. Like, I
I know there's women and men that both try to paint this picture like, this is how I am as a man, this is how I am as a woman. No. This is how I am for real. This is my real self. Can you handle it? Okay. And then when it comes up to like the woman saying like, oh, she been through trauma, and, you know, the man seen as a red flag. The difference between men and women is we're vocal. Men hide it. Men hide it. So how do men hide? Men don't be like, yeah, you know, I've been through trauma, you know, and then they get emotional. They don't really do that. They don't. Like, let's be real. The society's been hard on you guys is why y'all toughen up. And is why that, because you guys have been belittled, you guys don't find a safe space to cry. You guys don't find a safe space to let someone know what someone did to you because your father or someone said, stop crying, that you're crying like a little girl. Like, I study trauma, and this is what the scientifically, that this is what's shown through childhood, how you're treated, how you're talked to. Stop, get up, you got scratched, who cares? Get up, suck it up, stop crying, stop all that crying, that's nothing. And so what people don't know, those are called assets. And what happens to you as a child and how you're treated as a kid, it messes up your relationships. And so that's why a lot of men hide how they really feel in the inside. And us women, we look so emotional. And what I come to realize a lot of the time, us women, we're actually mentally stronger sometimes than men. We are. Men mask it. Men mask it. And sometimes us women, even though we're mad and we're pissed off, we hold stuff in. Men, a lot of men don't do that. A lot of men just be like, hold on, like they go off. They go off, or they let something, where us women, some, we analyze and be like, hold on. There's been stuff I ate up. And I mean ate up. Ate up. And I mean I ate up. I got attacked and I got attacked and I got attacked. And I'm like, I didn't even yell at you, but that's fine. And it's like, even the soft-spoken as I was still getting yelled at. I was still getting hit at. And it's like, you're so you're mentally weak right now that you can't even hold yourself from putting your hands on me. Like, and it's like, that's what I mean. It's from both aspects. Like, some women, how do I say this? Some women can hold themselves accountable. Some women can't. Some men can hold themselves accountable. Some men can't. And it's just literally what it comes down to is getting to know somebody. You got to get to know the person. That's all it is. You can't go into a dating phase like, oh, let me be like, no, you really got to go all in and get to know the person. That's the only way. There's not, I don't know. I don't feel like it's a red. I mean, there's some women, yeah, but we can also say that you see, us women can say that same thing. Yeah, but you know, the men say, you know, like they're not like that. And then, you know, so it's both, you see, it's both things. Women say that, you know, they're healing and that's a red flag. Men say that, you know, they the providers, they got that, they don't cheat, they don't do it. And then 2 months later, you pull up his phone. Like, it's the same thing. Like, it's the same thing, you know, but I never stop being submissive. Just, there's different people. There's different women. There's different men. That's all it is. And some people are closed-minded. Some people are open-minded. I just end up being open-minded and literally see both sides. I don't stay to one side because I'm a woman. If I messed up, trust and believe I will apologize. I don't sit here and hold my pride, because pride kills a relationship. I'm letting you know that right now. You got to hang up that pride and hang up the ego up for a relationship to work. Because if not, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And come on, man, that pride be right here. That pride be right here. Y'all need to go hang that up. Okay.
Will.
All right, so I appreciate yes, but before I pass it to Milka, I know I want to give us pass it to Big Dog or Chigi. Anything you want to respond? I know she said a lot of things about the fellas. So, anything you want to respond to what Yas said? Just go ahead.
Hey, all I can say is niggas like crazy pussy. That's all I can tell you. That baby read a whole lot of games just to get some of that traumatic ass. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
I don't mean to say it like that, but
Man, I come back to the internet. Hey, man, dog. Thank you for reintroducing me back to the place.
I no problem, Chick. I missed you, bro. I missed you, bro.
Boy, you wildin'. All
No,
right,
I'm
so
good.
this is a
Go
couple
ahead,
of
go
things. Is when you said women are mentally stronger than men in a lot of situations, but then you also said that men hold in a lot of their emotions and how they feel, right? And then there may be a moment where they express it because they've hit a boiling point. Now, I'm not for domestic violence or domestic, all of that stuff. Now, I'm against that. What I will say is, I don't think, in the same way you will tell a man what all you come with, men have done this with women, I'm sure, because there's so many men that have said this. And the moment they express themselves or be vulnerable, which is the word y'all love that V word. Y'all love vulnerable, man. Ooh, y'all love them. They're just so good. And then when he vulnerable, you like, this nigga a pussy.
I was about to say
Oh,
that.
I'm saying, look, man.
not me. Not me.
Look. And every single woman says not me. And that's
Not
fine
me.
because it may not be you. And men just may be crazy. I fully accepted that. I've realized, like, maybe, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Maybe we be thinking that when y'all say stuff to us that's crazy and y'all use the stuff against us, that we're thinking y'all are, we shouldn't do that anymore. Our bad, right? But the other thing is just, again, it goes back to trust, bro. Like this entire thing is built or not built at all based off a lack of trust. Like you can't trust me or to be genuine, right? Because you're saying men saying we're going to be providers, which I think men should stop saying that. Men, there's no reason for a man to be a provider, like a sole provider. That doesn't make any sense anymore, right? Especially when women have careers, they got education, they fought for it, right? Like there's laws now, like there's so many things that are proven that women are wanting or want to have these capabilities that men have had. So I say we use them. Stop saying you're gonna be a provider if she was born in, I don't know, 96 and up. Don't say that no more. Why would you say that? Make sure she works. She's not Olga. she's not. There's no reason for us to do that. Like now stop. Men need to just stop saying I'm a provider. No, I'm a working man and you're a working woman. And if we can work this thing out, we'll do it. But this sole provider thing, that's over and done with. I don't see why men are saying that no more. And the whole cheating thing, if you're unfaithful, you're unfaithful, bro. I can't even tell you because women be cheating too. Like, man. I mean, let's not look. I'm glad that you're, reformed or rebirth or I'm glad, but you've been in some group chats. Both of y'all have been in some group chats and y'all done seen some things that look a little strange. You just didn't say anything because that's not your life. Let's not pretend.
What group chats?
Hey, I want.
No,
to
wait,
ask.
I'm confused. What group chats? The one what they're writing right now?
Nah, not the one you in right now. The ones before your rebirth.
Before your rebirth, or maybe you just always, was the clean goody two shoe. Never was around these girls.
I wasn't goody, two
I'm not saying she ain't no goody two shoe.
I went clubbing and stuff, but don't judge a book by its cover because a lot of men. I've only had 5 sexual partners. That's all I've had. So like, okay, and they were all my man. Like, so I don't need to prove that to nobody, but I'm saying like, don't judge a book by its cover because a lot of times people thought, even like in my biological family, like they always belittled me, and they own kids came out exactly what they threw at me. So, and I was the only kid in foster care. So when I was in foster care, I was hustling, trying to get out. So I wasn't worried about partying. I was the actual one out of the group trying to get this money so I can get out of foster care and get my life going.
Okay, so it sounds like the group of female friends that you had were just stand-up women. Yeah.
I didn't have any group of friends because they wanted to do that. Okay. I was the mom in the group. I was whack.
Got you. Okay.
So maybe I was
maybe whack. That's the case. Okay. Well, look, that's what I'm saying though. For every mom of the group, there are 5 bad kids, and so bad kids do bad shit. and you know they're doing the bad things that other men are doing. So to make it a gender thing, a lot of times I get why it's a little frustrating, because you don't want to put that on somebody else. Like, I don't want to put that Yaz is a bad girl, or my Milka is a bad woman. I don't want to do that, but I also know, like, I'm in the world with y'all too, and women ain't perfect, and I boy women boy woo, y'all gotta chill.
I had a quick question too. I want to ask Olga and Milka. And then I know Yaz, you talked about it a little. If you watch my podcast, you guys know that trauma is one of my trigger words. But no, there's always a discussion about trauma and how men and women deal with it differently. And I mean, I don't want to spend too much time on it because there's a whole conversation that we can talk about. But men and women, we respond to stress differently, just from a biological perspective. But I do hear from a lot of women saying, and I know Yaz, you talked about it. You want your man to open up and talk about their feelings and be vulnerable. I know Jiggy brought up the V word. Women love that the V word. All right, so usually vulnerable means talk about your feelings. When it goes through your problems, to cry to your woman, to talk about all your things that you're going through, your struggles. But I want to ask Olga and Milka, do you find it attractive if you're dating a man that comes to you when things get hard in his life, instead of figuring out solutions to fix his life and take accountability for it, so that way he can solve it, but he comes to you crying and complaining and venting to you about his problems? Does that make you respect that? Do you respect that type of man, and do you find that type of man attractive? If we're going to have an honest conversation, because I do hear a lot of women would say, and I think Cheeky brought up one of the reasons why a lot of men tend to not do it. The reasons why a lot of men don't open up about their struggles, about their traumas, the word that you guys like to use, about the things that they are going through. Oftentimes, when they bring it up to their women, a lot of women will see that as, oh, that guy just being a weak ass bitch, right? It's being, why is being weak right now? And oftentimes you may not say it to him directly when that happens, but he often comes out when you guys have arguments, when you guys are having a big disagreement, and you're calling each other names, and then you would weaponize his vulnerability against him, especially when you guys have a heated argument, especially when you're literally about to break up, and then you start to throw that up there. That's why a lot of guys don't like to bring up their traumas to a lot of their women. So I just want to ask the ladies, Olga, I'll start with you. If you have your man, do you want your man to always constantly be opening up and crying to you and complaining about you, especially every single time he is going through a problem?
It's when my husband and I started, or because at first we moved in together, but we knew we were each other's one, so we never really called each other boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, I live with my boyfriend, I live with my, or he would say I live with my girlfriend. Like, it was always, we were husband and wife since we moved in together. But because we carried all that childhood trauma, I was closed up. I was closed up to share my feelings, and therefore I also closed myself to listening to his feelings as well at the beginning of our relationship. But as time went by, thankfully we were able to overcome that. We didn't seek help or anything, but we were able to overcome that. And we're so attached to each other that we know each other when we're going through something. And the only thing, and I do like it when he confides in me, and when he tells me, I always ask him how his day is going and everything. I know everything about his job. And but I guess, to answer your question, at the beginning, it was because I was closed up. But now, as the years have gone by, I enjoy and it brings happiness to me that he shares that with me now, and that he's able to do that, because at the beginning I wasn't able to listen to him, and he wasn't able, or I wasn't able to express myself either, but because I was closed up.
No, like an example I would use, Olga, if your man
Mhm.
is going through or has a problem, right?
Mhm.
Does he come to you crying about his problem and looking for you to fix his problem? Or maybe he just communicates to you, because you guys are married, so I do understand there's some long-term intimacy between you and him, right? So if he's going through a problem, he just tells you, hey, look, I'm going through a problem right now, but he's still gonna fix his own problem. Like, you're right. I'm talking about I'm talking about the type of men that have a problem
Mhm.
and just want to cry about it, and they want to cry about it to you. Is that your man? Like, is your man, when he has a problem, he communicates it, but then he still fixes it? He still goes out there and tries to fix his own problem? Or is he the type of man that he just cries about it and then he doesn't want to fix his own problems? He's looking for you to fix his own problems.
Oh, no. He doesn't come crying about his problems like that.
Okay.
He goes out and he does fixes it, but he does communicate with
Okay.
me.
Yeah. Okay. But if he didn't fix his own problems, but all he did was cry about it, that would be a problem, right? That would be unattractive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I pass it to you, Milka. Hey, what's up, Ness? Good to see you, Ness. Thank you for jumping on. All right. I'll pass it to Milka. Milka, same thing. We're just talking. We're talking about men opening up their traumas, and like if you had a man that's talking about all his problems and crying to you and venting to you without trying to fix it himself, but he's looking to you to fix it. Is that something you want in a relationship, a long-term relationship, or that's something that you find attractive, not attractive?
So it's a yes and no.
Okay.
So me and my kid's father, ex-husband, we were both military. So there was a lot of taking care of other soldiers and fixing problems. So we were both very closed off, but then by the time he opened up, it was to a point to where like he's crying, stressing out, dipping, drinking, and now we're on this whole binge. And it's like, if we could have prevented that, that would have been great. But I think if there was more of open communication and a firmer foundation on that, oh yeah, absolutely, I wouldn't mind him being vulnerable and talking about it. Now, waiting until the last minute, that's not attractive. I find that very stressful, and now we're on this downward spiral that's like totally not necessary.
Okay. All right. So thank you so much, Milka. And before I pass it to Ness, Cheeky, Big Dog, anything you guys want to add on when it comes to men opening up, being vulnerable? Because there's a lot of women, they said that they want their man to be vulnerable and open up and express his emotions, talk about his traumas and his problems. Anything you want to add on real quick before I pass it to Ness?
No, man, I'm very weary of that, bro. I'm just really weary of that. Not because, and again, like I don't want to assume intentions on any of these women because I don't know them, so it's not fair to do.
Yeah.
But it's just I'm so used to women enjoying seeing a man emotional and attaching some type of satisfaction to it because it makes them feel as if they're special. Right. There's sometimes I think women just want to feel special, and a man being emotional without being violent or shedding a tear in front of them makes them feel very unique. Like, oh, you feel open enough and comfortable enough to do this. You must really like me and trust me. But they don't really give a damn about the circumstance. It go over their head. Like, no, like something's happening, right? I understand you're seeing me crying, but something's actually happening. So I'm not going to sit and say this is what these women are doing, especially Milka being in the military. I was in the military. I see the Santee she wearing now. It's a little light, but it looked like a Santee. But again, it's not. But again, it's one of those things where I think men should be transparent, right? I don't know if giving women that emotional process and letting them see that is the best thing to do all the time, because you just don't know how they're going to react to it. and everyone thinks they're ready for it until they see it, and then they go, "Oh, now look at them different." Just be transparent. Look, I've already dealt with this. I talked with the homies about this, and I got solutions to the problem. But this was an issue, by the way, and now that it's solved, this is kind of what happened.
Okay.
At least that's my thought.
All right. What about you, big dog?
My own personal experience with my wife, you know, she saw what it was when we were talking and when we were dating and everything. She saw how my family members and my close friends treated me, and she was like, you know, they didn't love me like I loved them. So about 10 years ago, we had a big scuff up, and she used the emotional trauma she saw me going through against me, and it didn't feel good. So in order for me to try to get my power back, I had to get real ignorant with her. Not no physical shit, but just had to be real niggerish, if that's the word, you know what I'm saying? Had to get on some real nigger shit just to make her realize, like, you know what, I'm quit playing with him. So just from my own personal experience is that y'all be wanting us to open up to y'all and tell y'all everything, want us to be vulnerable and all that right there, but deep down inside, y'all use that as a tool against us to get us to do what y'all want us to do. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of men don't want to do it, because they already know that too. Is that if I get to doing what you want me to do, when is it gonna stop? When is it gonna stop? And then if I don't do it, then you're gonna have this threat that you're gonna leave me alone or whatever the case may be. And a lot of dudes, they ain't got that bounce back to recover from an emotional trauma that his own woman putting on him. You know what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of men don't do it.
And well, so and just to be clear, right? I'm not saying every woman has the emotional maturity of a child, right? I'm not saying that women can't, but it's just there's men have, just like you all have your encounters with men. Men have a very consistent encounter with women that seem to be very emotionally mature to handle that information and not use it against us. So just as a safe haven, we've just collectively, right? Not all men, but for the majority of men will say, like, I don't think we should do that with women, because every man has said to themselves, like, I've done that don't really work. And we've decided, all right, maybe we should just talk to somebody else, or maybe we should just stuff it. Now, how men did handle that, hopefully they don't stuff it, but we just don't want that shit coming from somebody that we look at night and be like, man, she look good. That's why your mama died. Be like, what? Wait, you're mad at me and this is what you tell me? Like, oh, okay, cool. I ain't never gonna do this again. Like, I'll never.
Yeah,
Crazy.
that's the type of shit. That's the type of shit I would hear, is some little backhand shit like that. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, goddamn, that's the best way you come back at me with some slick ass shit like that. So
Yeah.
after so long, I was like, you know what? I really like fuck you. I fuck you. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I'm quit telling you this and quit showing you this, that, and the third. I'm be on my nigga shit. Now it's gonna be hard as hell to get anything out of me, and it's been like this for the past 10 years.
Okay. All right. Thank you, fellas. Appreciate that. But let me pass it to Ness next. Ness, thank you for jumping on. I just want to pass it to you to just to give your thoughts about the topic we're discussing. You know, we're talking about why men and women today are choosing to be single instead of going out there to find a lot of people are saying it's they've given up on the dating market because they just see that the dating today is just so much struggle, so much BS happening. So they just prefer to step away and just choose to be single. What's your response to that, Ness?
Do you want like my own personal opinion?
Yeah, what's your personal opinion? Yep.
Me, I choose to be single because I've been through a lot. I gave a lot of people like chances, and in the beginning, I would tell them like the stuff that I was put through, and over time, I've learned not to do that. And then the number one question when like talking to somebody, oh, what are you looking for? So I've also learned not to answer that question. That my answer to that question is, I'm not going to give you the playbook. I've been like played like way too many times. So
Okay.
I don't know. My standards, I guess, are too high for people.
Okay. All right.
And my main, like, I know it's like toxic within myself. I test people like whoever I'm talking to, I know I heard you earlier. Like I test people. My last relationship, I was supposed to get married. I put him through a test and he failed.
You mind me asking what was the test?
I sent somebody his way.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for sharing that, Ines. But let me just go back to the live chat. Appreciate you guys on the live chat. I see Milagros on the live chat. Balofesa on the live chat. Good to see you guys. Gas mask, as always. I do appreciate you guys on the live chat. Quick question, Ness. Something when you said that if a man's asking, "What are you looking for?" especially when you meet up on a date, do you think? I just want to ask your perspective. Do you think that's a healthy question to ask in the beginning? When you think somebody like just to see what they're looking for when it comes to the long term?
No, not like that. It's like how I'm expecting a person to treat me in a relationship. It's more along the lines of that. So I'm not gonna sit there and I'm not gonna like tell a guy how to treat me. It's either
okay.
Yeah, so it's either they treat me how I expect to be treated or they don't.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Got it. I just wanted to ask. Appreciate for that clarification. All right. Thank you so much. I want to have her. I want to pass it back to the panel. I want to ask you guys because this is I want to go dive deeper into this. Why are men and women choosing to be single? Because there were on the clip that we were watching, there was a whole conversation about this. I want to bring it back to you guys. So we all agree on this panel that there are men and women out there choosing to be single. Yes, right? Okay. Do you guys? I want to say this term, but do you guys understand the term involuntarily single? Yes. And let me know if you don't know what that means.
Is that the same as involuntarily celibate?
Yeah, same thing, but it's just
okay.
Yeah. Do we all agree on the panel what that means?
I don't know, man. If you involuntarily single, break it down. Maybe you can fill in the gaps.
No. So the thing is, for a lot of people, I do understand there's a lot of people because of the experiences, because of their past relationships, they've decided to take a step away from the dating market, from dating to kind of work on the things that they need to work on from the previous relationship, so that way they can find a better relationship and the relationship they believe they deserve. Right. So I do agree with that. But involuntarily single means people that say they're single, but nobody wants to be with them, but they say they're single. Does that make sense? So
I mean, it's not funny. It's a sad existence, but it's like
the reality, right? So we understand that, but we understand that exists, right?
I mean, look, man. After seeing that dude from YouTube who was like, "I'm really, really ugly and nobody wants me," and he found a girlfriend, I was like, "Nah, man, it's somebody for Eric. Come on, man. This dude ugly as fuck. Like, come on."
Yeah, I'm like cheeky, man. It's somebody for everybody.
But I get what okay. So I believe in it. I do believe that.
Yeah. So I'm saying that we do understand it does exist, right? There are men and women out there that say that they're single, but in reality, nobody wants to be with them. All right. Now this is a question I want to ask you guys. I think we're having a good conversation, and we'd like to hear from the men and women. Because I think I don't know, was Yaz or Milka said, if you're taking a step away from the relationship, you have to put in work from the past one, so that way you can figure out what failed, figure out the things that didn't work, so that way you can apply it to your next relationship, so you can have a better relationship, right? So everything happens for a reason. Things happen so we can grow from it, so we can learn from it, and to move on. But the question I want to ask you guys: do men and women really? So the men and women out there that are saying, "I'm choosing to be single," do they act? Do you think that most men and women are doing the work and have the awareness and understanding why they're still single? Because I think that's a conversation we need to have. Is we need to know. I think a lot of people are single, but I don't think there's a lot of people that don't know or done the work to understand like why they're still single. And I'll give you a perfect example. I was having a podcast. This is a couple of weeks ago. I think it was a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago, and we're talking about this topic. We had a different topic, but we just happened to have this conversation during that podcast. But she was saying that she was choosing to be single, and because none of the men that she comes across to date doesn't take her seriously. And we had a more conversation, and she also revealed a little bit more information about herself. You know, that I think she had 4 or 5 kids with 3 different baby daddies, right? And I think from that conversation, I think we had a honest conversation, and I had to explain to her. I know you're saying you're choosing to be single, but I think I have to explain this. So like, I don't think it's the men. There's a lot of men out there is the problem. I just think there's a lot of men out there. It's going to be hard to find a man that wants to take the responsibility of being a provider, protector, being the father for, kids that's not his. So necessarily, I know you're saying that you're choosing to be single, but the reality is one of the reasons that you need to understand why dating is a little bit hard for you, because you have 5 children that has 3 multiple baby daddies, and for most men, that's a very hard deal for a guy to take. So I don't think you're choosing to be single. I just think that you don't understand how men think when it comes to dating. And I think for a lot of guys, they don't want to take that deal. So it's something that you have to work on to figure out. But I think that was a conversation we're having. She was saying that I was single. I'm choosing to be single, but that was her situation. I think I want to bring that up. Do you think a lot of men and women today really understand why they're single? Because I do hear that term, "I'm choosing to be single." There's so many viral videos I do see online, and I've heard that term used on previous podcasts, that men and women will come on this panel and say, I'm choosing to be single. I don't want to deal with men and women." But then when they finally talk about their situation and their situation in their life, then you finally learn some things like, oh, those are some things that maybe a lot of guys and a lot of women, it's going to be very hard for you to find a certain man or woman to come and be in a relationship with you because of what you have right now in your life. And I think it's really, really hard to have that conversation for a lot of people. They don't have the self-awareness to understand. So I just want to bring it back to you guys. Do you think, based on what you see, I know there's a lot of men are saying that I'm single because all the women are trash. There's a lot of women are saying, I'm single, I'm choosing to be single because all the men are trash. And I understand there are bad men out there, but there's also a lot of good men out there, and there's also a lot of good women out there. So if you're trying to attract something good, something healthy, something long-term, and I think you brought up, you have standards, which is great. I agree. You need to have standards. People who are looking for something long-term and they're single, they have standards as well, and they're looking for a specific type of person with specific qualities that's going to be able to attract the relationship they want. So if you are choosing to be single, do you understand that you have those things so that way you can attract those things? Or do a lot of people just use that term, "I'm single," to cover up the lack of work or lack of things that they haven't really worked on to improve so they can attract the relationship they want? So I just want to pass it back to you guys. What do you guys think about that? Because I've heard it so many times, and I see it online, like women and men would say the word choosing to be single, but then when you learn a little bit more about their situation, their predicament, then you start to see, oh, most women won't take that deal, for the guy, right? Because I've heard guys say, I'm choosing to be single, but then he still lives with his mom and he has no job, right? And he's no intention to work to be successful. A lot of guys have that mentality, but they say that they're choosing to be single, and not understanding that if you want a family, you want something long term, women want men that has a career, has something to be able to provide and protect their family. So I just want to pass it back to you guys. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys believe that? Do men and women really understand why they're single? Yes or no? What do you guys think about that? And we can open up for discussion. Let me start with the ladies. I'll start with you, Milka. What do you think?
I think it's both. So for myself, I'm afraid to actually be in a relationship. Not gonna lie. Um, that's just because, and it doesn't have to do with my trauma. It doesn't have to deal with any of that. It has to do with this because I know what I offer and what my worth is, but I also know I have my kids.
Yeah.
And because my kids do play a factor into it, I need to make sure that the next guy I go into a relationship with, he loves my children. Because if this is going to pursue into a marriage, hopefully, maybe, he has to love my kids first. And another thing too is that my kids are mixed. My kids are half Black, half Mexican. So that also plays in a factor as well. So am I gonna jump to the next CEO of like a multi-million-dollar company because he has money, he has looks, he has the whole package? No, because if he doesn't love my kids, then I'd rather not.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for sharing that, Milka. I pass it to you, Yaz. Yaz, what do you think? Do you think men and women who are out there saying choosing to be single, do you think do you think that most men and women understand why they're single, or they just think that they're single because the dating market just sucks? It has nothing to do with them. What do you think about that, Yaz?
Well, I can I can agree with Milka as well. I have kids too, so that being I literally had this conversation the other day. Dating, it is scary, especially when you have kids, because you also don't want to just be like, hey, this is so and so, and then that doesn't work out, and then you're dating somebody else. Hey, this is so and so, then that doesn't work out, and you're dating. Hey, this is like no. Then there's no consistency, and my kids are literally watching their mom date different men, and now they're gonna end up, it's not a great example, also for my kids, and I also don't want to bring different men around my kids as well. So that's why I'm very, I have standards and I'm very specific on who I bring around my kids, because I also need to trust you around my kids as well. And I date to marry, and a lot of people out here don't date to marry. They just date to have fun, and I'm not dating to have fun. So yeah. So that's another thing. So yeah.
I respect that. I respect that. All right. Thank you so much, Yaz. Pass it to you, Olga. Olga, what do you think? There's a lot of men and women out there saying I'm choosing to be single, but do you think a lot of men and women really understand why they're single and their situation, or it has nothing to do with them? It's just the dating market sucks.
No, I think they know. I think it's not an excuse to choose to be single, but I think that they know what they need to work on, and like all of that. And that's really great for you, Jazz,
Yes.
because I seen that with friends where I guess they choose to date but not to marry, and they have kids, and I'm like, but yeah, that's good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Quick question to the ladies. Do you guys have like a girlfriend that always screams, "Men are the problem. That's why I'm still single." But then you know her for real, and you're like, you're kind of crazy. That's why a lot of guys don't want to be with you, but you won't say it because it's your homegirl, right? So you won't say it out loud.
I'm gonna say it, and then they end up not wanting to be my friend because I'm gonna say it, and they end up being like, no, like, girl, you're tripping. I'm like, no, girl, like, you're tripping. Like,
Yeah.
and that's why I really don't have friends like that, because I keep it real with them. I'd be like, no, girl, like, you need to chill. Like, and that's why that's why I don't really have friends like that.
Okay, so
They don't like the truth. They don't like the truth. A lot of women they be trifling. I could agree with that. They do.
okay, all right. You have a friend like that, Milka, or you know somebody like that?
I do. So this is going to sound bad. I have mainly guy friends. So I hear the other perspective of it. So it's like I tell them, well, why are you treating them like that? Like, why are you being dirty for? or they say, nah, I'm just chilling. I was like, really? Come on now.
Okay. And then Olga, same thing. Do you have some girlfriends that are still single? Talking about it's all the men's fault, but you know her, but you actually know her for real. Like, no. I think there's something you need to work on. That's why you're still single.
Yeah, I had friends like that.
Yeah. Okay. I had. Okay. That's a good word. Okay. Thank you so much. Quick super chat from Harrison Davis. Thank you so much. Salute to the panel. Wow, GBG General in the wild. Look emoji. All right. Thank you so much, Harrison Davis. I think it's the first time I've seen you on the live chat. So thank you for watching the stream right now. So I'll pass it to you, Ness, and then I'll pass it to the fellas so they can react to it as well. Ness, do you think the men and women are out there saying they're choosing to be single? Do you think that most men and women today understand why they're single, have some kind of self-reflection and honesty to kind of realize and self-awareness to realize why they're single? Or do you think they're just, you know what, it has nothing to do with me. It's just the dating scene today.
In the beginning, I used to have like a really bad attitude towards whoever I was talking to. And then over time, I figured out that that was an issue I had. Also, pushing people away is an issue I still have. But right now, I guess you could say would you say it was involuntary being single? Because
Yeah.
I'm on a journey to become a surrogate, so I don't want to like bring somebody into my life, because what I'm doing right now, it's a lot for somebody to comprehend and understand and accept what I'm doing.
Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing that, Ness. I'll pass it to the fellas. I'll start with you, Big Dog. What do you think? Do you think men and women really know why they're single? And have the awareness to realize like their flaws. Okay, this is one of the reasons why I'm probably still single. These are the things I need to work on. Or do you think most people are just saying that they're just single, they're choosing to be single, and everybody's the problem except for themselves?
People know why they single. They just don't want everybody else to know why they single. You know what I'm saying? Men know why they single because they broke. They staying at home with their mama. They on some bullshit. But they swear up and down, man. These female don't know what they talking about. I'm a catch. Like, bruh, you ain't even got 2 nickels in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? You begging for Uber money and all that type of shit right there. You can't keep a job 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And you expect for any average one. We ain't talking about no dime. We talking about a 5 or 6. And you think they gonna deal with your broke ass? No, but you swear up and down it ain't you, it's them. And the same thing with the women. It's like, just like you said, you got 5 kids by 3 different dudes. It ain't too many dudes signing up for that mission. That's a dummy mission. You know what I'm saying? If you got 1, maybe 2, might. Anything over 2, that's a dummy mission. And you gonna swear up and down, these niggas don't know shit about me. Woo. Your pussy might be good. That's why you got 5 kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know why you the problem. Women know why they the problem. Men know why they the problem. It's just that they don't want the other people to know why they the problem. They gonna mask it as best as they can until they get somebody trapped. And then once they get somebody trapped, they take the mask off and they're like, well, this is what you signed up for. Nah, I ain't signed up for no dumb ass shit. Leave me the fuck alone.
Okay. All right, Big Dog. All right, appreciate it. Always keeping it real. I'll pass it to you, Cheeky. Cheeky, what do you think? Do you think most men and women today know why they're single, or they're just saying that I'm single, but it has nothing to do with me? It's just the dating market.
I think most people don't really know. I think most people self-perception is very high themselves, especially with today's social media, bro. Like, you turn on TikTok and Instagram, the first thing you're gonna see is words of affirmation from some lady who speaks off. And then for niggas, you're gonna see somebody working out with some sad music in the background talking about niggas get left alone. You gonna hear the same couple of songs, bro. Like, so I don't trust none of this, bro. Like, I don't believe nobody is really that self-aware. I feel like most people are actually very unaware of themselves and the people around them. I think people walking around really blind, have no idea of what's happening. And then the people who are aware, either they use their awareness for good or they use it for evil, and they start manipulating folks that don't know. And it's real easy to do when you know how to do it. And I'm not saying I'm that guy like to do that. I'm just saying there's so many people, especially online. I see this all the time, right? Even though I haven't been online for the past couple months. These people don't know themselves, which is why you can have red pill dating coaches, men's, get all of these old and young men to follow them. These young women don't know themselves, which is why you can get all these women that talk about, words of affirmation and do what's best for you, queen, and get all of these followings because don't nobody really know themselves. All it takes is for one, because it always happens. Every girl say a nigga ain't shit till they meet a nigga that they like, then all of a sudden, I really like him. Oh, what happened to that shit you was talking though? Yeah, you not as hard as you thought you was. Come here, little girl. I'm telling you, all women are little girls inside. I've seen this. I done broke women down. Like, bro,
Hey,
you was
Jiggy,
acting all tough. You was
the
acting
nigga,
hard. What happened to all of that?
the nigga she like ain't shit.
It's not even that, bro. It's not the nigga that she like. The problem is they don't feel secure. They don't feel safe. They start feeling that safety and security. Then all of a sudden they attach to your hip. And it's like, and again, they do a lot of bullshit before they get there. Yes, y'all be bullshitting. Boy, them tests y'all be doing, I'm trying to see if he a good guy or back. Stop fucking doing that. That shit is tiring. Because when niggas really just be trying to chill and you throwing a nigga a test, he like, well, what you? All right, you know what? I'm done with you. Then all of a sudden it's, I made a mistake. I've gotten so many of them texts just being offline. I've made a mistake. I didn't know. Oh, well, you the one who wanted to play. Stop playing. I'm a grown-ass man. But you want to test somebody. And then you start realizing men don't do tests. Men just do. And now he on to the next. Bro, it's crazy out here. It's crazy because everybody trying to figure out how to deal with their own shit. And the moment they figured out, oh, I kind of missed out on the one good guy or I missed out on this, it's too late because he tired. Niggas is tired outside. Women is tired. Niggas is tired. Everybody tired, okay? We just looking for somebody to not fuck shit up when we get together, okay? Don't have me marry you just for you to divorce me 5-7 years from now. And then I'm looking like, bro, what was this for? I could have just did this without being married. We don't trust each other. I don't trust y'all like that. I love y'all. Y'all look great. Milka, you look great. Yes, you look great. Olga, you married? I ain't talking to you. All right. Ness, you look great. Y'all look good. I don't trust y'all. Y'all be on bullshit sometimes. I gotta figure out what y'all doing. Cause y'all are just unstable. It's just like, bro, y'all doing a lot, man. I mean, nigga trying to chill. What are you doing? I gotta make sure you're not gonna cheat on me. Why would you send a girl my way though? Why would you do that? Well, don't do that. Oh my God. You looking for me to fail.
I want to ask the ladies. I think there's a lot of guys watching this right now. Also, a lot of women watching this right now, because we're talking about choosing to be single. And then we're discussing. There's a lot of men and women who are involuntarily single who think they're single, but in reality, they're the problem, and that's why they're still single. But they haven't figured out that themselves and done the work. But I just want to ask the women out there, and this is for the fellas. Let's give some like the real unfiltered truth to the fellas. Ladies, what are things that you guys see in men, in single men, that for a fact that most women will not commit to those types of men seriously? And I think Big Dog brought up one good quality, and I agree with them. If a man's broke, we all know as men, most women ain't gonna take a broke ass man seriously. Like, we know that for a fact. You got to have some kind of financial stability, right? So, even though maybe, you might still have sex with them, but that's not something that's going to work out long term. All right. And if there is a woman that wants a broke man, I would say she needs to get checked. Like she might be toxic herself. She wants that's what she wants to be with the men who don't have no money in their bank account. But I want to pass it to you ladies. What are the things that you see today that a lot of men are saying, I'm choosing to be single, but what you see is like, nah, I will never date this type of man, or I will never be with this type of man. But a lot of these guys are saying, I'm single because I choose to be single. What are the things that you see that for a lot of guys, if they're watching this right now, they need to hear? They need to hear the honest truth from the women. I'll just pass it to the lady. Just shout it out. Like, what comes to mind?
They live in what they.
Finances.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Milka.
Finances.
Finances. Oh, okay. Hey, Milka, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What do you consider broke?
What do I? Oh.
In your opinion, what's broke? Like, how much money is broke to you?
So for me, it's like what I mean by finances is that you have a job, but your bank account's still in like a negative. Like you don't know how to budget. You don't know how to deal with money. If you can't deal with money, how do you think you're going to be able to deal with life with me? But like, yeah, if you're like negative, like $100, bro, we got a problem. We got a problem.
Can I ask you another hard question, Milka?
Yes.
How much money does a man have to have in his bank account for you to consider him broke or stable?
To be stable, I would have to say at least 500 in the savings.
Okay. And
And
then
at
what
least
about the checking? What about the main account checking? How much does he have to have in the checking?
after paying bills and everything,
Okay. After paying bills.
I
Okay.
would
After paying,
say
okay.
at least 1,000.
We good, baby. Let's go, baby. She ain't say 6 figures, baby.
She ain't say
We in
6
it.
figures.
Yes, sir. We good. I thought she was gonna say 6.
I sure
Nigga,
waiting on it. I'm
it's
waiting on it.
done. It's over. That's why we all single.
Okay. So $1,000 in the checking and $500 in the savings. If you have that, that's for you. That's stable. All right. If you don't have that, you're fucking broke. Okay, fair. Hey, I mean that's fair. I mean,
I think
Hey,
I can
she-
ride with that. I think I can
she-
live with that. Goddamn.
You
boy.
done, you done made a lot. You done made a lot of men
I
lives
like
right
maybe
there.
need food on the table. I'm a little worried
Hey,
about what you gonna say.
I tell you what. A lot of men in the live chat right now is punching the air right now.
They like that answer right there. Good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
A lot of men are punching the air right now in the live chat. I'm like, get your ass, go get a job and go work. All right. So, thank you. Hey, I like that's actually I think that's fair. So finances, financial stability. Thank you so much, Milka. Thank you, Bob. I'll pass it to Yaz. What is something that you see that a lot of guys said, I'm single, but reality, nah, that's why you're single.
They either still live in. Okay, there was this one guy trying to talk to me, but he still lived with his child's mother, and he tried to tell me. I was like, I let him. I let him keep telling me. He was like, no, but it's like, for the kid, until I find a place. And I'm like, oh, I'm Boo Boo the Clown, but I'm like, let me see what he comes up with. Because sometimes men come up with these stories. I'm like, where they got it from? Google? Like they heard it from somewhere. Where they heard this thing? Like, either that, also a man that doesn't take care of himself. I feel like as a woman, I take care of myself. Like I make sure my nails are done. I go to the gym. Even having kids, I go to the gym. There's some men that they don't care. They're musty. I'm serious. There is men, they don't care. They musty. They don't care if they have dirt under their fingernails. They don't care. Like, take care of yourself. Take care of your health wise. You know what I'm saying? We trying to live long here. We all trying to.
So good hygiene and just be healthy.
Good hygiene because, yes.
I do agree. I've met some fellas that have no hygiene.
No hygiene. They don't take care of themselves.
Okay. All right. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you for sharing it. All right. Olga, I'll pass it to you. Olga, what's the things that you see when it comes to men that for a fact that most women are not going to take seriously long term?
Yeah, I mean, I would say finances and just basically if you don't have the finances, because I get it, people, like me and my husband, he started from not nothing, but he started from the bottom. Now we're here, right? No, but he started from the bottom, and I feel like it's different, like when you have a partner and you're both working towards a goal. So I get if someone's single, and I get that they want finances, but also like sometimes it takes time to build that. And I don't know, I think that's what I got, finances.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Olga. This is a question from Milka and Olga. Good. This is something that's trending online. So I hear this from a lot of women when they talk about finances. Um, does it matter the type of job that he has? Like, are you okay with the blue collar man? Or do you just want your man to be a white collar? Because I do hear from a lot of online, a lot of women only want men, entrepreneurs, has a business. They don't want to date like the average guy working a 9 to 5. I think there was a viral video of this woman. She's saying that if you have she doesn't date men with the normal job, like a 9 to 5. Like she only wants men that has a business or entrepreneurs. But that's something I see online. So when it comes to finances, the type of job that he has, does it really matter as long as he's providing, or do you do that, or that is important to you?
No, it doesn't matter. Like I said, my husband and we started like from the bottom, so that's not important.
Okay. As long as he's providing, taking care of you and the family, that's all that matters. Okay. What about you, Milka?
It depends.
Okay. What is that? What do you mean? What do you mean by depends? Go ahead. Break that down. Break that down.
So I'm more of like a family type of person. So if you're working a 9 to 5 job, making a decent amount of money, yeah, absolutely. But if you're working as an entrepreneur and you're never home, you're not here, you come home at 11 o'clock at night, food's in the microwave or in the oven, like, no, I can't do that. I'm not going to want to live off of wealth rather than living off of spending time with family and those values.
Okay. Can I just ask you one question, Milka? What if the man had a plan? Hey, like he wanted to start a business, but he broke it down to you. Look, just give me 5 years. Give me 5 years to build this, and let me build this, and then we'll get to a point that we're gonna be at a situation like because he just wants to build generational wealth for you and the grandchildren that are taken care of. So it's gonna require sacrifice to those long nights. He's gonna miss a couple dinners. He's gonna miss some quality time with you and the children. But within 5 years from now, and he's doing the work. He has a plan to achieve that in 5 years. Is that something you can handle?
Oh yeah, absolutely. My parents actually did that with me. So I've seen my parents go from working in the fields to now owning a multi-million-dollar insurance company. So I know it takes energy, time, as long as it's like a full out plan, like his 5-year plan, we got markers set and everything's all organized. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. It's okay. If it's laid out, has a plan for it, then okay. You're willing to make those sacrifices. Okay. Fair enough. All right. Thank you so much, Milka and Olga. I'll pass it to you, Ness. Yeah, Ness, what do you think? Ness, the same thing. What are the things that you see in men that a lot of men are saying they're single, but what do you see? That's something that for a fact that a lot of women won't date, wouldn't want to be with that type of man.
For me, it'll probably have to be finances too. I just recently quit talking to somebody because I caught on to me always having to pay every time we went somewhere. And so I gave him a chance. I was like, hey, apply here, apply here, apply here. I was naming a whole bunch of places and he never did it. So I was like, all right, well, I see no effort into you getting a job or getting a better job at that. He just had no effort. He always came to me, oh, how do you do this? Or how do I do this? Or how do I go about doing this? And I'm just like, dude, like, I'm not your mom. I can't do this. So I just quit talking to him.
Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing that, Ness. Big Dog and Cheeky, was there anything that, because you guys are we're all men here. Anything you want to add on to what the ladies were talking about? They talk about finances. They talked I think Yas talked about hygiene and physical fitness and physical health. Anything else you see online that a lot of women are not going to take seriously when it comes to men or type of qualities, type of men that you are? I have one I want to ask. I have a hot one I want to ask the ladies, but I want to just pass it to you guys real quick. Anything you want to add on?
Nah, them like what all the women said. Basically, what I hear most of the time is the money and the grooming, personal hygiene. But outside of that, I don't hear nothing else.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Nah, I think that's reasonable. Well, I think it's reasonable, right? Like, I don't know everyone's age here, but I think we're all within the age range of some expected, consistent income. So, and then when you have children, that's another thing too. Like, I can understand, like, hey, I have a child. Like, loves and rainbows is cool and all, but this little one got to eat. So, I get it. I think that's really reasonable. Looks like Ness is actually, to be fair, she's accepting some shit. I ain't gonna hold you. And she even tried helping. So they seem to be reasonable demands. I'm not gonna be like, oh no, that's too high. Nah, it seems like they're right.
Okay. I want to ask. This is the one I see online that's always talked about. This. So this is gonna be a hot one. I want to ask the ladies. Ladies, do we understand that there's because we know we live in the hookup culture, the casual dating culture. We already know that there's a lot of guys out there that straight up promiscuous, straight up hoes, right? We know that, right? Right. There's a lot of guys out there just sleeping with everything, right? We agree with that.
Not a lot. Not a lot.
I'm saying there's some. There's some.
Well, that whole word is so harsh.
It's not harsh. If you a hoe, you a hoe, bro. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but a lot, man.
I mean,
women like that. Come on, man.
I prefer the equal opportunity employer.
Oh, womanizer. I'm gonna say use the word womanizer. There's a lot of men are womanizing out there. We agree with that, right? There's a lot of guys out there that they're not faithful. They're just any opportunity that comes along, they'll just take it, right? We agree that those guys, right? There's men like that out there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you want to be with a man like that long term in a serious relationship, ladies?
Yeah, you got to clarify that. Don't be asking no grown man question.
No.
You just said like.
Would you want to be with the man? Would you want to be with the man who has a promiscuous past, long term relationship? Would you want to be with him long term in a serious relationship, knowing that's how he is?
Like how long ago?
Say,
is it like yesterday, 6 months?
Say 3 months.
3 months? No.
Okay. How long do you need?
Probably like maybe 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah, damn.
Okay. Okay. So, ladies, none of you guys here want a man that's promiscuous and has a history of sleeping with a lot of women, right? Especially if you want something long term. Yes.
People change.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, people change because my child's father, when we first started dating, he started talking to me about his past, and I was like, huh? But it was the fact that he was open about it, and then he didn't seem to do none of that after that. Like he wasn't a womanizer after that. He wasn't on, because things go around and stuff. Like he wasn't messing around or anything. And then although I am single, I am, getting to know somebody that had a past, and I wouldn't reckon, like, knowing who he is now, I wouldn't picture it like, really? But because he was like, yeah, that was like me 10 years ago when I was in high school. And so I was like, oh, I wouldn't picture that right now, who he is right now as a person. So yeah. Okay.
All right. So just to clarify, Ness said that as long as there's a 3-year repentance period, then you will be able to take him. All right. Then Milka, yes?
Yes, he's delivered. He's delivered. Repentance. Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. So 3 years. Okay. But if that was just him yesterday, like, you wouldn't take him, right?
No.
Okay. No. This is the question I want to ask, because we're talking about choosing to be single. But there are a lot of guys out there, and I know Big Dog and Cheeky, you know this a little bit more because you guys know the statistics, especially from the men's perspective. There's a lot of guys. I think there's a big percentage of men out there who are single, and one of the reasons why they're single is because they're sexually inexperienced, or a lot of them are just virgins. So what I want to ask you, ladies, is if you come across a man that has the finances, has the values, is a good man, that has the hygiene, has the physical fitness, but the only thing that he's lacking is either he's sexually inexperienced or he's a virgin, would you take him seriously long term? That's the only thing that's lacking, because that is a reality. There's a lot of guys out there, and Cheeky knows, and we talk about this in the men's spaces. There are a lot of men out there who are sexually inexperienced, and there's a lot of guys out there who are virgins, but they have everything else. Would you take him?
That could be taught.
Huh?
That could be taught. That could be taught. I could take it.
Oh, you gonna teach them how? You gonna teach them things, ain't it?
Hey, Will, I was holding my heart, boy. I thought it was over for the kid.
Okay, so yeah, said he can be taught. Okay, Milka.
Yeah, absolutely what Jazz said. He could be taught. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay. Were you guys talking about the sexual inexperience, or are you guys talking about the virgins, or is it both?
Both.
You will.
Yeah. Will, this looks good.
You guys would take a virgin? Seriously?
No, seriously.
Yeah.
No, hey, that's valuable right there. Hold on. That's value right there.
Y'all, no.
Let me. Can I ask you a question, y'all? I'm being honest. I'm being honest right now. Let's have a real conversation, because this is a real situation to happen right now for a lot of guys. I think it's a good conversation to have. Does the age matter? So say there's a guy that says he's 20s and he's still a virgin, right? Okay, I understand. He's still young. But does the age matter? It's like the guy's 30 or 40.
What if he's 27?
Yeah, wait, about 26, 27.
What if he like 27?
That don't matter.
Yeah, boy, it's only
I'll still date him.
I'm not talking about dating. I'm talking about like seriously committing long term. Like you're seriously thinking about, I'm gonna be with him long term. I'm not talking about dating. I'm saying like you meet with him, you find out he's a virgin or inexperienced. Would you still think, okay, I'm still gonna be with him long term, or would that be a turn off, or would that be something that you lose attraction for?
No, it's not a turn. It's actually a turn on that you're still a virgin. You saved yourself. Wow, like that takes a lot. That takes a lot.
I heard him, Cheeky.
I'm serious.
Hey.
You're not saying you're not serious.
It's probably because I'm a read. Hey, I'm a read.
Hey, it's some guys. It's
so
hey,
I'm
yeah.
saving myself as well. Even though I already, had a kid, I got rebaptized, April 7th. I'm saving my nobody that's not my husband is not allowed to touch me like that. That's point blank period. So
it's a few guys that like that. That's all we think. That's all we saying. We just saying it. It's niggas like that.
Now y'all are asking like, nah, she lying. No.
No.
You ain't lying.
You don't know what's going on right now. Me and Big Dog do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Dude, how can y'all? What if I told y'all I was a virgin? Would y'all believe that?
No.
And then
I don't believe him.
Big Dog, this is what I be talking about. I be telling women this shit, and they never believe me. They never do. They swear it. On God, they always say I'm a whore. They're like, fuck.
It's because of your outward appearance. That's why.
Yeah, because this is the funny thing about it. Y'all was saying everything. Y'all wasn't catching on the cheek not one time.
Wait, say that again.
Y'all were literally saying y'all would deal with cheeky.
Big Dog, it's all good, dog.
I feel you, Cheeky.
They said what they said. I believe them. Let me believe in my dream, man.
I got you.
Virgin. They said they'll take a virgin. All right, my nigga.
Y'all said it.
Let me shine.
No, The reason why the reason why, I mean, maybe Yaz, I mean, if you may be a unicorn, Yaz, but the reason why we're bringing this up because there's a lot of women that we had on this space on conversations on panels or what we see online on the content that they go with the guy that has everything that they want, but the only thing that he lacks is sexual experience, and that's the reason why she ends up going back to her ex. That even though he mistreated her, but because he gave her the good sex, and she would leave him and go back to that.
Nah,
So that's why a lot of times it's hard
to believe that, especially
believe
when
that, yeah.
when you outside for real, and that's a real life. Hey, this is my real life. That shit has happened to me. I'll be the virgin.
To add on to what Jazz said, it's because of it's because the fact that a man can hold all those urges and all those different variety of women out there, and he could just simply just walk right past all of them without having an urge to want to go and bend that one backwards, do this one with that one, go to this bar with that one, let's go ahead and go in the car and do this and do that. And a man can hold out that long.
Hey,
it speaks volumes about themselves and their integrity and their values in life.
It's a nice young man right there. Nice young man right there.
Big dog, don't even do it, man. They don't even believe I'm a fucking virgin, bro. It happens like this every time.
I see it. I done seen it.
It never fails. It never fails. Yeah, I'm just done. This is why I'm single by choice. Yo, it's crazy, but that's literally how it go. And then
yeah,
it's all good, big dog. I'm written off. I'm washed up without being touched. That's goddamn crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Olga, anything you want to add on?
It's just a simple look on their faces that she could say he a virgin.
No. I mean, ladies, have you guys ever gone on a date and the guy you found out he either told you directly or you found out that he was a virgin? Has that ever happened?
No.
No.
Okay. Fair enough. No, it's a thing that I think it's a conversation I wanted to have because it's something that I do see for a lot of times because there are a lot of guys out there who are single, and they have all the things that the values and the qualities that a lot of women would consider marriage material or husband material, but because we live in a very casual sex culture, very which are heavily focused on sex, and people are having sex earlier. I think it's a lot of times sex is a beautiful thing, but also sometimes I do believe that sex can also bring you very close to somebody, especially for women. If you've been with a guy you had a past relationship with, and you guys had feelings at one time, and sex was good, it's gonna bond you closer to that guy. It's gonna be really, really hard to leave him and move on to the next guy. But yeah, it's a conversation that I do see online. So I just wanted to ask that question because, if you do find a guy that has everything, then he doesn't. The only thing that he lacks is is that sexual inexperience. Is that going to be a deal breaker for a lot of women? And I think based on what I've seen online, for a lot of women, it's a deal breaker for them. But yes, you have your perspective. You say you can make it work. So I just wanted to ask that question. And then JD Rich on the live chat said, to the live, if you're an attractive woman, we'll let you do anything. Oh, if you're attractive, women will let you do anything. Okay. Do you agree?
Who?
To
you asking me? I'm gonna say no.
No,
I'm open as fuck. Just apparently, that's the problem.
Okay.
I mean, in my own personal experience, that was one of the reasons I was doing some of the things I was doing because I was good in bed. So I'll be a piece of shit, but the sex be good, so I can get away with a lot of shit.
Okay. I had a question for Milka and Yas before, real quick, because you said yes. You said you would take that man. Would you take that man if you didn't have kids? That same man. So I understand that you have kids now, so you have your priorities a little bit different because you're looking for a man to marry and take care of you. But if you were single and didn't have kids, would you guys still say the same thing? Would you still be with a guy that's sexually inexperienced if you had no children? For Milka and Yaz.
I would.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you ask that question one more time? I'm sorry.
No, what I said is I understand why you would take that deal as long as a guy can provide everything else. Because I do understand that you have kids, so you're looking for marriage, you're looking for something long term, something serious. But would you still take the sexually inexperienced man if you didn't have kids? Say you were just young in your 20s.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Thank you for sharing that, ladies. Ness, anything you want to add on? Just want to give you some time.
No.
You good, Ness?
Yeah.
He's here digesting everything. All right, appreciate it. But let me pass it to the fellas real quick. I know we were talking about the men who are single, the things that men, things that the qualities that men have that a lot of women don't want to take, but there's a lot of guys choosing to be single. But just want to flip it around to from your perspective, from what you see as men. What are the things that you guys see in women that basically what you see in the dating market that they claim to say that I'm choosing to be single, but you see a lot of things that you notice that, okay, a lot of men were not going to take that deal based on the qualities and behaviors that they show based on what you see. We talked about guys being broke, guys having no hygiene. What's the opposite for women based on what you see from the men's perspective?
I ain't gonna hold you. It's not, they kind of just get the free pass when it comes to niggas. I mean, for real, like it's not a lot of standards that a man will really hold to in a lot of cases. You would think that men would be more stern when it comes to money too, especially in the economy that we're in. That's not the case. You would think it's emotional stability. That's not the case. I don't know what standards men are going for right now. I mean, because it seemed like the men really just lonely. So it looked like, to me, it seemed like they'll accept whatever they can get, which is why I feel like women kind of do what they want to do in a sense. Because not a lot of guys is not getting women like that, really. It's just not the case.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of like Chica on that one. It's like a lot of these guys, they ain't getting women, so like I said, they really ain't got a lot of standards. You know what I'm saying? They got no financial standards, they really ain't got no physical standards. As long as she give him some, he be all right. Like, so I'm like Chica, like men really ain't got nothing against women. They look, my biggest red thing would be lying though. I don't like a woman that lies. But again, you got niggas that
you gotta prove it though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got men that would catch their woman cheating and swear up and down they're gonna leave them alone and still be with their woman. So
again, man, I just think overall speaking, men is just our life is just very simplistic. We don't ask for a lot. We don't really require a lot. And the things that the men that do require a lot, they are definitely having a hard time. They've taught like men with standards tend to be very disciplined, very set in their ways, and that's not easy for women to deal with. I would know that because I know who I am. Bro, it's not easy dealing with a man with standards who's set in their ways because he rough. Like, I've learned to be nicer, of course. Like, I've learned how to be a little bit more nice, a little bit more affectionate. But if you like about your business and it's attractive, sure. But then you get into the relationship, like, oh no, he's like this. Yeah, like this is real. So that's the difficult part. Now, the men that are just like, man, I just like sex and I like women and I like consistent sex, their complaints is, bro, I can't find nobody smash. My complaints is, bro, I done gave up looking for a wife. That I don't even think like that no more. And dating intentionally is not even in my brain no more. Can I find somebody first? And then maybe forget marriage. That's not even my brain. I can't even think that far ahead. It's more like bro, can you not have BPD? Can you not have any real trauma that like really, really, really messes with you? And then the answer is no, because a lot of women have just gone through some stuff. So it's like, bro, even me, I've had to drop my standard, bro. Like I was looking for a version to match the energy. No, I can't even. That's delusional. like that's delusional for a male to think he can find a virgin in 2024. Like that's that's what I'm saying. Like, so even me, when it comes to shit like that, I've had to drop it. Like, bro, I just gotta look for people who like the same things. That's kind of where I've rebuilt my standard to. Do you like anime? Can we start there? And if they say yes, I'm like, oh my god, she's the one. I gotta rebuild and restructure my standards, because if I put real standards and the standards that I was really like, that I'm really standing by, I'm done. Right? Yeah, I gotta make adjustments. So now, now the adjustments is can you not have over 20? I mean, that's it. Or can you not have real issues? Like women really be going through it, bro. They need therapy. They need that shit. They've been touched. They've been handled wrongly, and they just be walking around trying to figure out how to live. And then they look pretty, so you be thinking to yourself, "Oh, she's cute." Then you let her in your room. You like, get out. I need you to go. I like you, but not that much, because you going through some real shit, and I didn't know what I was signing up for. You. Nobody has on their forehead, hey, I've been hit. Nobody, and it's a lot to deal with, because when you're not that person and you don't do those things to those people, you get the brunt of the issue that you didn't even create. And then you got to be patient enough. One, you got to be patient enough. Then you got to be emotionally strong enough to deal with your issues and their issues. Then you got to be mentally and emotionally and physically strong enough to hold back whatever they got going on. And it's just a lot. So now I got to restructure shit. Now I'm just, do you like anime? And what kind of foods do you like? What's your favorite color? I got to go back to elementary shit, bro. It's crazy out here. It's crazy, dog. It's crazy.
That's a good one. Ladies, do you is it a deal breaker if the guy's into cartoons and anime?
No.
That's not a deal breaker.
I actually got into the Titans one.
Attack on Titans. Yeah,
Attack of the Titans.
Yeah. And then I saw
not Attack of the Titans, Will. You fucking loser. It's Attack on Titans.
It's been a while, man. It's been a while, bro.
Bro, I know, bro. I was like, don't disrespect me like that. You talking about Teen Titans? No,
Not Teen Titans.
I just want to pass it to Olga, because I know she has to balance. Hey, Olga, because I know you're married. I want to ask you. For all the single men and women out there, like what's an advice to you that you want to give for all the men and women out there who are single, because you have the experience of what it takes to be married and be in a long-term relationship. What are the things that you see that's men and women are lacking, that maybe these are the things they need to work on if they're looking for marriage, looking for something long-term? If you mind just sharing that real quick, because I know you have to bounce.
I think just start communicating from the beginning. I feel like communication, since you start in the dating phase, like communicating everything and trusting each other. I know it's hard. I know the dating scene for the singles, it's really hard out there. I'm glad I'm not in that. But, trust and communicate with each other since the start of your relationship really builds up to that long-term trust and communication, and not just communicate to communicate something, but also learn to listen when you're communicating.
Okay. All right. Appreciate that, Olga. Thank you so much for being on the pod tonight. But I know you have to bounce, but always good to have people who are married to see to add your perspective. So do appreciate you, Olga.
Thank you so much. It's 11 in here. I'm way past my bedtime, guys.
All right. Appreciate you, Olga. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a nice night.
Bye.
Bye.
I wanted to ask, this is the last thing, and then we're going to conclude right after this. I do appreciate Olga. Milka, Yaz, and Ness, I know you guys had previous relationships, and I know you're going to find the next one. I do agree with the Yaz and Milka. If you got to learn and take accountability from the previous relationship, have standards. I think standards is very, very important, especially when it comes to building a great foundation and relationship. But the next guy that's going to come into your life, because the biggest criticism a lot of men have when it comes to women who had had trauma from the previous relationship, that you're going to make it harder for him, or you're going to set the bar too unrealistic compared to the other guy. I'm not saying you don't have standards, but what a lot of guys are saying is the next guy has to deal with you're going to put a lot of things on him to test him, put him through a lot of shit that you never did from the previous one. And a lot of guys just feel like that it's hard to date women who have had a past and they've never really taken accountability. Instead of just having high standards and pick a guy, find a good guy, has good qualities, you vet him out, ask the hard questions. You see that he's proven himself to be a good man, and then you guys, build something great together and move on. But a lot of guys are saying it's very difficult because depending on how bad the previous relationship was, a lot of it's really a lot of women will close themselves up, and it's really, really hard to gain your trust. Because if you really haven't healed from the past relationship, to open your heart one more time to love men, to love and trust a man again, what the guys are saying is, if you've been jaded from the previous ones, it's going to be really, the guy can do everything right, but you still won't trust him. The guy can do everything, he can treat you right, he can respect you, take you on a date, but for some reason, you're not going to give him that trust. And for a lot of guys, we can sense that if you're not really opening yourself up to us or really trusting us like that. I think that can affect his mentality of where that relationship is going. I just want to ask you guys, is that something that what do you guys think about that? For the next guy that's going to come, are you going to be able to trust him? Especially, I'm not saying he hasn't done the work. I'm saying he's taking you out on dates. You guys are having great conversations. You see his consistency in his behavior, that he's a good guy. He has a job. He has a future. He has a very great qualities. But does that guy have to work harder to gain your trust, or are you going to be able to open up your heart again and trust a man again, and not really make it really hard for that guy to believe that you can trust him? Yes.
So like I said in the beginning, I am single, but I'm talking to somebody, getting to know him, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't want to get to know anybody. Like I was firm, I'm gonna stay single, and I made it. And I'm still. He's like, this is the hardest I've ever worked. I'm like, well, I was very determined. Like I want to stay single, and the fact that I give it to him, he makes me feel safe, even though he doesn't have to. And he's very patient, because when a man, and I know it's so cliche, when he wants it, he will. When he does, yeah. I didn't understand that until he's given me that now. And he doesn't have to. This is naturally who he is. So patient. And I mean, he said, all right, yes, I'll wait. All right, yes, I'll wait. And I seen myself as, the more I talk to him, the more I open myself up without noticing. And he'll point it out, and then I'll start getting all red. And I'm like, because I was like, hold on. Like, I wasn't tough. Like, I wasn't mean or anything. I was just very determined. Like, we're just friends. Like, we're just making it clear we're just friends. And it's just like, he's just been so patient. And the fact that, there are men out there, ladies, I'm just saying that he would literally be patient, like for real. The man that you're looking for that would be patient, the one that you didn't see it coming, because I didn't see it coming. Yeah, that they out there, because I didn't see it. He was a friend. He's a friend. So friends first. I think that's when the best relationships become, when you're friends first. So, but yeah.
Okay, so he was a friend, and then now you don't see.
Well, no, we're still friends, but it's like, you're friends, and now you're starting to know, like, y'all like each other, and it's like, yeah, it's like that. It's like he
been there the whole time, huh?
He been there the whole time, and I just didn't know. I was like, this is my friend, like this is my brother in Christ, like.
Cheeky, you gonna tell her, or Big Dog, you gonna tell her?
What?
You said what now?
Are you gonna tell her?
What, that he been there the whole time?
No.
Oh, your brother in Christ?
No. I just want to what he sound. I'm saying I'm not saying this is the situation, but what it sounds like based on what you said, the guy is the guy that you friend zoned, and he's been there for a long
Oh
time.
yeah.
And now because nobody's around, he's the guy that you go to, and he's that friend zone guy. That's what I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying that's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
You mean, are you asking me because since
What I'm asking you, is he really that guy that you want to be with, or is he just that friend zone guy that you go to?
it's a guy that I've been fighting off. Like, nah. Like I did not want to like,
What?
and then it's like it naturally just, you know, when you're in the spiritual, things are different. So it's kind of hard to like get you guys to understand what it means.
No.
I
You
don't know. I feel like
actually talking to like a pseudo theologian. Like I'm very familiar with Christianity,
so
its
like
history, and the
the thing
ideas of it.
is, this is the thing where I have a whole bunch of Christian friends. He's the last person I thought I was gonna like because
And
we were
we
just
know.
friends. We're just friends. We're just
Right.
friends. We're all just friends. And so when I naturally just, I was like, really? And then if you guys know about fasting and really hearing the voice of God, because you know, now I'm gonna put really hearing the voice of God. I was in 24-hour prayer. I don't know if you guys know what that is when you actually stay awake for 24 hours and you're in church and you don't go to sleep and you're praying. Like
I think that's
really in tune with the spiritual realm. This is not no capping Christian over here, like what they're writing over here, or some fake Christian. No, like I literally stay in tune with God. Like I don't play. I fear God. I don't know about
wasn't one of those.
Right.
This wasn't one of those. The Lord told me to tell you you're going to be my wife.
It wasn't one of those.
It was one of those.
There's a lot of those too. God told me you my wife. I said that's crazy because he told the other 19 too. Like he told the other 19 God told me that you my wife. God told me, because on TikTok I have a lot of Christian content, and they'll be like, God told me you my wife, and I'm like, don't be lying on the Lord like that. Don't be lying.
All y'all fasting and hadn't had food, so y'all hearing voices. Let me stop. I'm just playing.
What? I heard you. Listen, I don't know about y'all. I fear God. I don't play when it comes to that. I fear God, especially when I got attacked, spiritually attacked. Now that I used to be like, yo, Christians be crazy. They be doing too much. Now that I'm in it, and now I'm in a higher spiritual realm, and I've actually hear and see things, that's not fake. Like that's not something to play with. Like,
agreed. But the point that we're getting at is the God that is right there and has been there tends to be overlooked because of whatever the reason. And it just so happens, right? We're not saying this is intentional, but it just so happens the moment that you've already been through your traumatic experience with domestic, that domestic issue, and you had a child. Now he's able to finally be on your radar in the moments where it was just like, why wasn't he there before, where all of these things didn't happen?
I want to say something.
Go ahead, Milka. Go
Wait,
ahead.
you guys think he's been friends with me during that time?
Well, that's what we're saying. We don't know. That's what we're asking.
No, this was after I became single and I got into my spiritual journey, and we fellowship. We're fellowshipping.
Gotcha. So you haven't known him for that long, really?
I haven't really known him for that long. It's been like
how long you known him?
2-3 months.
Oh, okay.
3 months going. So we're friends though, but it's like discernment is real. Like I can tell when someone's BSing me, and I can tell when someone is
It's probably him. It's probably him. He's watching right now.
No,
we more than friends. Hey, yo, my friend.
We're friends. Like, damn.
No, but no, he wasn't there. This was after I got into my spiritual journey, and
right. And so that needs to be clarified for internet purposes, because if not, trust me, the narrative would have been this guy's been waiting around for years. He done did
Man,
this.
we
He
been in
done
the
did
friend
that.
zone for 5
Now,
years.
clean up man to come up with a broom and dustpan to fucking save the day. I'm telling you, it's going to get bad. That's why I was like, all right, let me ask some questions right before we start making that assumption. So that's good. Sounds like my guy just found you at the right time at the right place, right? Do not do the please for the sake of his emotional sanity. Don't act like you don't like him.
He's
I'm
No,
serious, bro. That be driving. Like, why would y'all do that? Y'all be like, I mean, like, I kind of like him. If you like him, like him. Stop playing these games because if you go find somebody else, you're gonna be hurt. Now stop doing that. Please save yourself the trouble.
Look, and let's be honest, everybody on this panel, when we meet somebody, we know off rip whether we like them or whether we are sexually attracted to him or her or not. Like, off rip when you meet somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is, I think what we're talking about, there's a lot of guys, and we're not talking about your situation, guys, but we're talking in general. There's a lot of guys who are in the friend zone and they generally like the woman, but the woman was like, you know what, you're just a friend. I don't see you like that. And the guy generally likes you. But at the end of the day, he puts himself in that situation. So I think for those types of guys, that could be a very disadvantage. I can't say the word. A disadvantage for him to be in that situation where his attraction to you is not reciprocated because he likes you, but you don't really like him, because that's why women would say, I only see him as a friend. And for a lot of guys, are like, damn, like I'm there for you, but you don't see me that way. And that's a situation for a lot of both men and women. They don't want to find themselves in, and that's why I was curious, because that's what he sounded like. Milka, you wanted to add on? Go ahead. You want to say something?
Oh, so I forgot. But to go back to what you were saying right now, I actually do have a friend. We've been friends for 10 years. And he's always been that one where he drops those hints that he likes me, but I just don't have that chemistry with him. And I've kind of made that a valid point. But yet he's still around. And I feel bad because I'm like, go find somebody that makes you happy and you live your amazing life. Then he tells me, he's like, oh, when are you going to come and visit me? And I'm like, I'm not about to book a flight to go to Texas to go see you. And then he's like, well, I'll pay for it for you. And it's just like, I don't know. I just can't.
Yeah, that's the friend zone guy right there.
Yeah, friend zone guy.
Okay, so that's cool. Like Milka, I'm saying, like, I get that. You can't do nothing about that. If he gonna simp, he gonna simp. That's cool. But don't come back to him. Don't go. Don't you ever go back. Don't you never ever go back. Because if you be like, I kind of like him now, and anybody found out, we're gonna be like, this nigga a sucker. You a lame. You a loser. Nobody likes you.
Hey, Milton,
it just looks bad. It looks bad when women very blatantly, outwardly express their distaste for you as a romantic partner, and then years later they come back and it's like, bro, if you accept this, I'm not saying you shouldn't, because love is love, and maybe it's the perfect romance story and it's supposed to be that way. Okay, cool, whatever. Just know your homies is clowning you, and his homies that you know about, we clowning him. You fucking loser. You really okay? Cool. You know what? That's your life, bud. Love you, brother, but brother in Christ, you need to go do something.
I have a question for Yaz and Milka. Those guys that you guys just mentioned, do they have the qualities that you guys were talking about earlier about the things that you will look for in a man?
Yes.
Like, they have the finances, they have the hygiene, they have the physical fitness.
Wait a minute. You just said yes. He got everything you looking for in a man, and he's still in the friend zone.
It's happening in real time. No way. No, he's got to die alone, but he cannot be like, I like Milka still. This can't work. You know what? He can. You know why? Because, like I said, love is love. And you know what? Maybe it's just not the right time. But I'm letting you know now, brother in Christ. If you see this video and you do this, I'm gonna clown you. It's not her fault. I'm not even gonna blame her. She got it. You, on the other hand, brother, you're done. You're done.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that meme? Have you seen that religious meme where women are praying to God, please send me a man, and then God sends him, and they're like, no, not that one.
That what happened to Milka. Shit, that nigga been around 10 years and she's still like, I don't want him.
It's crazy when you can use an actual word to define the title. Decade. A decade.
Yeah, he knew me before I even got married. He knew my kids. We're still friends now. So he saw me go through like everything, and he's still around.
He by your side.
We went through like 2 years of not talking, like at all, and we're still friends. Like nothing ever happened.
And you won't even go on a date with this guy?
No. It's just
this nigga done.
Can I ask you a genuine question, Milka and Yaz? Because I know a lot of times because I know you don't want to hurt the guy, but we're having real unfiltered, raw conversations. Because you said chemistry. Like, what does that mean? Like, what does that mean, Milka? Like, we don't have the chemistry. Like, what does that mean? I mean, is he ugly? Are these guys ugly? I know. Are these guys ugly? Like, they're ugly?
Is he unattractive?
Like, short, fat, and just ugly as hell. Are they like that? I mean, I would understand. Okay, if that's. I mean, I wouldn't understand why you wouldn't want to be with someone that's ugly. But are these guys ugly? So
wait, hold up.
Okay, so they're average looking. Right? They're average looking. Okay, but they have all the qualities that you look for in a man. They're average looking. Like, so when you said that we lack chemistry, what does that mean, Milka? Like, what does lack chemistry mean?
it's so. I like him in the friend zone. Is that bad? Like, I can't see myself being in a sexual relationship with him.
Oh, you don't make your pussy wet. That's what that is.
But usually when that means is he's not attractive. That's why I asked.
Not attractive, dude.
Like, I mean, but he is handsome. He works for Microsoft. He's an IT.
Stop talking! Stop, please. Just don't do this no more. Will, save her. You're not saving her. She's about to become a talking point. Do we want this? Yeah, we want it. Go ahead. You know what? Microsoft. How old is he? Does he have any children?
No, he has no kids.
He ain't got no kids.
No goddamn kids, and he wants you.
He ain't ugly. He got a good job. No kids.
And you know this part, Cheeky. He has VA disability too, on top of working for Microsoft.
He paid for just waking up. Milka, girl.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, finances isn't really. It's a factor, but it doesn't play a big factor.
Nothing plays a factor, apparently. He's attractive. He has no kids. He likes you. He's got a decent job, and he gets money still from just waking up, and nothing's good. Okay, so what is it? He got a mole on his nose or something?
No.
He's missing teeth.
He got
what's stopping you from because everything that's like a great guy. Like if you break it down, that's a great guy. Like what is stopping you from being with him?
A part of it is the religious views.
Oh, okay. I can deal with that. Okay.
What is it? What's his religion?
Buddhist?
So he used to be Catholic.
Okay.
And then he doesn't call himself atheist, but he doesn't. Yeah. Me, I'm Pentecostal.
Oh, okay.
So there's like a huge difference there.
All right. Well,
okay.
Milka, I'm so sorry that he's almost there, but he's not. And it doesn't matter what I can accept because it's not my life. I'm just saying, like this. The more you keep speaking, the more the insanity is going in my head. I just like she's not telling us she has schizophrenia. That's what we're missing. No, what it is it's the religious views. Okay, it's the religious views, and you know what? I can respect that. Stand on your square. You know, he may not be a brother in Christ. Maybe he give his life to God at some point or something. And it'll work, and y'all can be equally yoked.
Just tell your God to call his God so y'all can hook things up.
Cause Somebody, that one of y'all tripping. One of y'all
Exactly.
tweaking right now, and I'm gonna say it's him because I'm gonna just go with him because he's
Yeah.
tweaking. Okay, well, sure.
No,
But you tweaking too.
yeah, I'm yeah. I'm just saying, I will never tell men or women to go be with somebody in the friend zone. You know, they're in the friend zone for a reason. You know, at the end of the day, you know, attraction is important. But I think in this age, I think it's something you have to consider. It's something you have to consider, especially if especially if it's the guy that has everything you're looking for, but maybe there's just one thing that lacks. Maybe if it's something you can work about. Now I understand your situation, Milka. It's the religious views. Okay, I do appreciate that. But Ness, I just want to pass it to you. Pass it to you before we conclude. Anything you want to add on to what we just discussed? We're just talking about the friend zone, and you know, if there's a guy, can I ask you this? Maybe you guys let me know if you guys agree or disagree. For the fellas, before I pass it to you, Ness, because now you got to leave, and we'll conclude right now. Cheeky and Big Dog, do you believe that? I genuinely believe that every single woman in this world, there's actually a guy out there that really, really wants to be with you and give you the relationship you want. But oftentimes, he's probably not your first option, or he's probably in the friend zone. That's the unfortunate reality. I really believe there's a guy in your social circle right now that would love to be with you, that will give you the world, that has a job, has the things you guys are looking for. But unfortunately, he's not the one. He's not the one you're really attracted to. So that's why I'm saying sometimes you're just gonna consider your options, you know. But then I wouldn't encourage it. But Ness, I just want to pass it to you before I pass it. We can conclude and say our final thoughts. What did you want to add on to anything we said when it comes to the conversation?
So about the friend zone little comment that you had made, I do have somebody in that I friend zoned, that has been wanting to be with me for, I don't know, like almost 10 years now. And the only reason why I don't pursue it is because I know he does have children, well, a son, but he never talks about them. So me having kids, and he's always asking like about my kids, but never talks about his, is kind of like, why?
Have you ever asked him like why you don't talk about your kids?
Yeah, he deflected the question.
So that's a big red flag for you.
Yeah.
You might not be a good father figure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And for both the ladies on the panel and the fellas, you know, the friend zone is a real thing. We all agree, right? Like there's people out there we really put on, like we purposely put them on the friend zone. Okay.
Yeah.
Genuine question to the panel for both the fellas and the ladies. Once somebody's in the friend zone, is it possible for them to come out the friend zone and you guys could really be together in a real long-term relationship? Or that's usually happens when it's like last resort? Because I don't think it's possible if somebody really looks at you as a friend zone. I think once you're in it, I think it's really hard to come out of it. And I think if you do entertain it, it's usually because of it's like a last priority or last option type deal, not your first option type deal.
I think there's no coming out of it.
Yeah, once you're in it, it's it's what do you call it? The Phantom Zone in Superman. Yeah, it's forever. Okay. All right. Cheeky. What do you think, Cheeky? No, you disagree?
That is circumstantial. And when you get old enough and you get lonely enough, your ass gonna pick up the phone. All right, look.
Lonely or not, I'm not gonna entertain it.
All right, maybe not you, Ness. Maybe she stand on her square, but I've seen a lot of niggas fold and I've seen a lot of women fold. Okay.
Yeah, because
when it get down to it and they don't want to be alone no more.
Yeah.
Because most people don't want to be alone, no matter how tough and how, you know, lone wolf ranger they really is. And I get it. You're a soldier. Congratulations, big dog. You know what I'm saying? You stand on your square. Most people ain't built for it. And they're going to be like, hey, you know, maybe we should give it a shot. And then they give it a shot and it was never as bad as they thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, short term, probably, yeah.
I think the only way it can work for a man is I think if the guy you friend zone disappears for 10 years and then he just becomes that successful type of guy that you really were attracted to originally. Like he transformed or leveled up, and then one thing,
But then,
like I think that's the only time it can work out is if the
but
guy.
then Will, that's the talker point right there. Will is that you waited 10 years for him to get up, and then when he come back around, now you want him when he up. Why you ain't getting him when he was down?
Yeah, but usually by the time that happens, that guy is probably never going to go back. Yeah, especially if he knows that you're friends with him. All right, but I'll pass it back to the panel. We've come to the end. Shout out to the panel one more time. All right. It was an interesting conversation. great conversation tonight. Thank you so much. Appreciate the ladies. Thank you, Olga, for jumping on earlier tonight. Appreciate the fellas for jumping on and being part of the panel, being part of the show. A lot of you guys were on the live chat for the entire stream. Thank you so much for watching the entire stream. And I saw some new faces here, DDT, JUD, Rich, and Harrison. I saw some of you guys here for the first time, so I do appreciate for jumping on stream. And shout out to Cheeky. Thank you for coming out. I know you were going through a
hiatus, my guy.
Hiatus. Yeah, you're going through a hiatus, but thank you for coming on the pod. But what's your final thoughts for tonight's conversation, and how can they find you to support you on your platforms? I'll start with you, Milka. Milka, thank you for coming on. Appreciate you. Final thoughts and takeaways from tonight's convo. How can they find you?
This was a good conversation. I think I might not be afraid anymore. Maybe I might dip the pinky toe in soon. You can definitely find me on TikTok under Built Differently, and also on Instagram as Built Differently.
All right. Thank you so much, Milka. Thank you for jumping on. Pass it to you, Yaz. Always good to have you on. Thank you for sharing your perspective. Final thoughts, and how can they find you, Yaz?
It was no problem. I enjoyed it. It was a great conversation. I love to hear different perspectives, and it was needed. And you guys can follow me on TikTok on Yaz Rodriguez, and then on YouTube, Chronicles of the Anointed. And yeah, and Instagram, Yaz Melon X3. So.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Yaz. Ness, thank you for jumping on. I know you had a busy day today, but you just still jump on the panel. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Yeah. Final thoughts, and how can they find you, Ness?
So it was good to get the male side's perspective of everything. And I guess you guys can find me on TikTok and Instagram under Nesquick.
All right. Thank you so much, Nesquick. Appreciate that. Thank you for jumping on. Appreciate you for coming on the panel. Pass to the fellas. Final thoughts. Start with you, Big Dog. Final thoughts. Always appreciate you jumping on at the panel. Final thoughts. How can they find you, Big Dog?
Oh man, it was a nice conversation. I'm glad to see you back in Nash and Cheeky. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was a good conversation. You can find me at Big Dog Barking on YouTube and on Instagram if y'all want to hit me up. And that's it.
All right. Yeah, definitely go support Big Dog and his channel. Thank you so much, Big Dog. And Cheeky, thank you for coming on the show. Final thoughts, and how can they find you, Cheeky?
Yeah, if you type in Cheeky Ben on YouTube, it'll pop up. I'm the only person with the name, honestly, so that works out. Yeah, I thought the show was good, man. I think this was a good intro. Nothing too crazy, nothing too wild. You know, welcoming back to the YouTube streets, going to Will show is probably the best bet. everywhere else is crazy. All right, so appreciate you for having me, man. I'm glad you reached out. It was nice meeting you all, Milka, Yaz, and Ness, as well as Olga. And well, somebody was here for like a second and they did. And Big Dog Barking, this is my first time meeting you, dog, but you know, we good people, man. So y'all have a nice night. It's 12:30 on my end. I'm an old man in a young body, so I'm finna go to sleep. All right.
Yeah. Old man is a virgin too. Yeah. So
nobody believe that shit. Will.
Nobody believe that shit.
Don't nobody believe it, bro.
All right. Thank you so much. Shout out to the panel. Thank you so much, everybody that's watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to get notified when we go live next time. New topic, new panel. But see you guys next time, everybody. Ladies, gents, you guys have a great night.
Good night.
Peace.